support tank will help you learn the basics of guns without reloading and with a thermal overheat control mechanic. As the tier increases, so does the combat power. The larger caliber of the Ares 85 lets it deliver on its potential more effectively. The Ares 90 raises the battle performance bar even higher. Its gun causes greater damage. The mobility is typical for medium tanks, and the armor, while not the most robust, can take a few hits. At the top of the tree is the Ares 90C. This tank combines top characteristics with high damage per minute and a fiery nature. And of course, like all Tier 11 vehicles, you can fundamentally improve it with the upgrade system. The main feature of all vehicles in the branch is guns of a higher caliber than those of Czechoslovakian autocannon tanks. The fire rate is lower, but the higher caliber lets you cause significantly more damage per shot. The American vehicles don't have the usual reloading system. At the start of battle, or when you change the shell type, a belt of the selected ammo is loaded. Afterward, you can fire as much as you like until the gun overheats or your ammo runs out. This mechanic lets you control the fire rate. In some combat situations, it's better to fire single shots, chipping away at your opponent's HP. In others, you can unleash a barrage of fire to cause maximum damage in the shortest time frame. The choice is yours. Another important feature of the American autocannon tanks is the new thermal overheat control mechanic. Each shot generates heat. The higher the temperature, the greater the dispersion. The gun starts to cool soon after you finish firing. If the temperature reaches a critical level, the gun locks and cannot be fired until it fully cools. One more trait of the whole branch is reserve tracks. If the main track is destroyed, the vehicle isn't stopped and can keep moving at a slower pace. To fully immobilize the tank, enemies need to destroy the reserve track too. This chassis feature helps you stay on the move, searching for new tactical opportunities. American autocannon tanks are for you if you like to control the rhythm of battle. The vehicles are perfect for flanking. And from long range, they provide good support to allies. Even if they don't penetrate, they have the enemy feeling on edge with constant pressure. Just remember to stay balanced and avoid the gun overheating. Choose your fire rate wisely. Don't take risks and keep an eye on the temperature, and high DPM is yours, as is the blast you'll have firing. Meet American medium tanks with autocannons. Stay in control, stay effective.
Hey there, tankers! Captain Tido here, and welcome back to another What Monthly episode. I'm here to bring you important dates, news, and updates coming up this February. Let's start off with a community favourite. Frontline returns between the 2nd and 9th of February. For those unfamiliar with the mode, it is a special game mode where players fight it out on extra-large maps, fighting sector by sector, with the ability to respawn, giving you the opportunity to grind out your Tier 8s and even play your premiums with same-tier matchmaking. I hope you've been enjoying the current Onslaught season with its new detailed session statistics and Erlenberg map. Don't worry if you've fallen behind on any of the weekly missions. You'll still be able to catch up after the mid-season update coming early February. Also, starting this season, once you reach Gold rank, the LTC2 will become available to purchase in the Onslaught Bond Shop. The Onslaught Legend series has a new sponsor, Surfshark. Tune in on Twitch throughout the season to earn OLS token store drops, where you can claim prizes such as the
Kanonenjagdpanzer 105mm.
Thank you. You can also pick up new OLS bundles to show your support for your favorite team. If they win, your star will be automatically upgraded. Mark the 21st and 22nd of February in your calendar for the finals. It's going to be all to play for this time around. Let us know in the comments who you think is going to win, and be sure to check out the article for further dates and details. Halfway through the Onslaught season, you will also have the chance to take on the Mega Platoon with some of your favourite content creators on February 7th. If you're feeling up to the challenge, why don't you try to defeat them? Otherwise, there are always Twitch drops to be earned. Spring has nearly sprung, which means that there will be a new round of Twitch drops for the Spring Token Store, including the opportunity to pick up the German Tier 7 heavy tank, the VK45.03. Tune into anyone in the World of Tanks category to start earning your drops. Once earned, claim them in your Twitch drops inventory, then find the Spring Token Store in-game and go spend your tokens. February brings a brand new Lunar New Year event, the Jade Emperor's Challenge, returning from February 12th until the 22nd. This fast-paced, limited-time 7v7 mode has teams fighting to capture and deliver the spirit of the Fire Horse across a specially decorated map. Unique class abilities and quick rounds encourage teamwork and constant action. And of course, there'll be rewards available for the event. We'll be sharing more details closer to launch, so keep your eyes out. A new Boosteroid bundle is arriving on February 1st, perfect for commanders who want to keep playing World of Tanks even when they are away from their usual setup. It comes with a brand new culinary-themed commander, ready to serve perfectly cooked ammo racks alongside guaranteed monthly rewards. Jump into battle wherever you are and check out the World of Tanks portal for all the details. Roses are red, camos in green. This Valentine's Friday, there's streams to be seen. Roll out your tanks, bring friends along too. On February 13th, I'm live just for you. Join me on Twitch for battles and fun. A cozy night stream when the workday is done. Tankers, you're welcome, come hang out and see. This Valentine's stream is where you must be. We have plenty to offer in-game too. Complete special Valentine's missions between the 13th and 16th of February and earn the Love Machine 2D style, along with decals and personal reserves. There will also be in-game vehicle gold discounts and some sweet deals in the premium shop. Check out the portal for more. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and be notified of future video releases. Keep your eyes on our portal for any more news and updates. Otherwise, that is all from me for now. If I don't see you on Twitch, then I'll see you all again for the next one.
Lunar New Year is almost upon us, the time when the boundaries between worlds fade away. The celebration is filled with incense and the light of lanterns, heralding the start of the Great Trial. The Jade Emperor lays down the gauntlet to the most worthy commanders. He has captured the mystic spirit of the Fire Horse in ancient coins. Whoever seizes them will receive many rewards and acquire incredible might that can change the balance of power in the celestial world. From February 12th through February 23rd, charge into the Jade Emperor's Challenge event. Expect dynamic 7v7 battles in Tier 8 vehicles of any type, apart from SPGs. The Great Confrontation will unfold on 4 maps. Your mission is not just to destroy enemy vehicles, but to seize coins containing the spirit of the Fire Horse and deliver them to the drop zone in the enemy base. This will award you lots more points and bring your team closer to victory. If your vehicle is destroyed, you can respawn in the next round, after one of the teams delivers the spirit to the other base or destroys all enemy vehicles. In this mode, each vehicle type has unique passive abilities. Heavy tanks temporarily slow down opponents with shots and cause greater ramming damage. Tank destroyers knock the spirit off enemy vehicles. Medium tanks get an accuracy boost. And light tanks get boosted view range and concealment. Coordinate your actions, use your vehicle's strength, and protect the coin bearers. complete missions, earn Jades, and get through the 9 event stages. And claim days of World of Tanks premium account, bonds, free XP, unique 2D styles, and an exclusive commander. You'll also get 2 free blazing treasures. These contain guaranteed rewards, themed 3D customization elements, and the chance to get rare premium vehicles, including the brand new Yongbing and Kanonenjagd Panzer II. In addition, completing the whole progression will give you a commemorative medal. The Jade Emperor awaits heroes. Harness the spirit of the Fire Horse and gather all the treasure from this celebration. Good luck on the battlefield.
The holidays are over, and the World of Tanks team is ready to present the large-scale update 2.1.1, which brings you new tanks and mechanics, improved Tier 11 vehicles, sound and interface updates, varied modes, and enjoyable rewards. Let's start with the hottest addition, the new branch of American autocannon medium tanks. It sprouts from the T-20 and includes 4 vehicles, topped by the Tier 11 Ares 90C. The newcomers differ from Czechoslovakian autocannon light tanks with a lower fire rate, but larger calibers and higher damage, as well as the unique thermal overheat control mechanic. These vehicles don't have the usual reloading system. At the start of battle or after you change the shell type, a belt of the selected ammo is loaded, which you can fire without stopping, only pausing to prevent the gun overheating. In some combat situations, it's better to fire single shots, while in others, you should unleash a barrage of fire to cause maximum damage in the shortest time frame. The main thing to remember is that the hotter the gun gets, the greater the dispersion. If it overheats, the lock system will kick in, and you'll need to wait until it fully cools. One more feature of these vehicles is reserve tracks. Thanks to these, you'll keep moving if your main track is destroyed. The American autocannon medium tanks, topped by a Tier 11 vehicle, are for you if you like to control the rhythm of battle. But if you want to try some different gameplay, take a look at another 2 new Tier 11 vehicles. Let's start with the Japanese STK-2 heavy tank, which carries on the tradition of the Type 71. The new vehicle has great gun depression thanks to its hydro-pneumatic suspension, as well as good turret armor, high damage per minute, and active gun cooling mechanic. Thanks to the last one, the gun starts cooling immediately after a shot, and the accuracy is partially improved by the time it finishes reloading. When it is fully cooled, the dispersion is minimal, like that of the best snipers in the game. And after several shots, it goes to the level of classic heavy tanks and lets you fight comfortably in close combat. This makes the new Tier 11 Japanese STK-2 heavy tank effective from any range and in varied combat situations. The next tier...
With the readjustment here, is Illusia going to get another shot in towards the lower plate? Yes, that means one shot on towards the E50M. Is XC-Max going to pick it up? Good shot in towards the Cupola. It is the 1v1 we've been waiting for here, and he does it.
The OLS Season 5 is already here. The best teams are ready to head onto the battlefield. Who will you be supporting? Root for your favorites, follow their journey, and stand by them. With you on their side, they'll be unstoppable. You take hits together with them, and that means you go all the way. Behind every vehicle is a personality whose quick thinking and precise actions can change the outcome of battle. Victory is 100 shots and maneuvers, plus 1,000 emotions on the other side of the screen. Support your favorite OLS team. Be by their side. Together, until victory.
Hello gamers and welcome to the Surfshark Also Legend Series Season 5. We are now into the Phase 2. Hello Banter.
How we doing? You doing good?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what the Phase 2 will bring between all of these teams. It's going to be tough. We're going from best of 5s to best of 7s as well. So, and we lost 2 teams, but before we get into all of that good stuff, let's give a quick shout out to our sponsor, well deserved as well. Surfshark, you may have seen them around already, is the official sponsor of the Onslaught Legends Series League Season 5. Of course, we're very happy to have them supporting the tournament, so the players, and even you, which we'll hear later on, can get something more out of it. Surfshark is a VPN that helps you keep your connection secure and private. It doesn't matter if you're gaming, traveling, browsing online. It works on unlimited devices, so phone, tablet, computer, all in one, so no multiple subscriptions needed. It's fast, it's easy to use, it's exactly what gamers need. Now, for you guys at home, Surfshark has prepared a special offer specifically to the viewers of the league. Just go to surfshark.com/OLS or use the code OLS at checkout to get 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN. If you want more details and a little bit more information, you can scroll down and click the banner below the official World of Tanks Twitch channel with Surfshark on it. But that's enough of that. Let's get back onto the action. Yeah, Phase 2 Banter, minus 2 teams, minus Volgas, minus Weekend as well. And we're back on full power as well. Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, and then next week, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. And not just that, but we also have the OLF on Saturday and Sunday, which is the North American counterpart of the OLS.
Yeah, we've got a lot of games to look forward to. Our weeks are packed.
I mean, there's going to be a lot of action coming your way, which also means there's a lot of tokens coming your way. If you were curious how the tokens look, I think that is usually the next slide. No, the price pool first. This one can still go up, however, but that's what the teams are battling it out for. Currently just shy of 53,000 euros, and of course the regular season is contributing a little bit towards the placing for the first part, so every team wants to do as well as possible in that and get the lion's share out of it. Now, if you're wondering how can you still contribute as well, we have the bundles, the base, the advanced, but really the Oracle bundle is the one that may spark your interest. You get all of the contents of the bundle, but you also get the upgraded badge and style if you can predict the team correctly that is going to win the season. Now, the bundles are available for a little longer, I think basically until the morning of the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. Need to double check with Kihan, but definitely roughly until then. So you can still watch it out, Phase 2, and see who the team to beat is going to be, and then decide if you want to go for the favorites or bet on the underdog. Tokens then, of course, talked about them a little bit already. We're back, 5 tokens for the regular broadcast, and of course next week, Saturday, Sunday, 5+5, and another 5+5, so very big token earnings.
Yep, can finally get that poodle. Best tank.
Yeah? How many
There it
tokens
is.
are you at right now?
I'm not sure. I just keep it on in the background, you know, to try and farm those tokens up. But some nice rewards here. Cannon and Panzer. Was that a KV1S?
KV122. I think.
KV122. Yeah, that's a
I'm
big
not
alpha
really
gun there.
I'm not really a low tier expert. I think it's called the KV122.
Oh, you played enough KV1S back in the day.
Back in the day, yeah, like in Tier 6 Clan West, sure, but that's been a while. So currently, the standings look like this, and we have a pretty clear difference between the bottom 2 places, between CTR Lotus and the established, you know, the Mach 4 in this case, hit and Run, Cashback, Mafia, and W all just 2 points away from each other. So one win can swing the entire leaderboard up or down. Of course, can't count out Lotus and CTR, but they are now in the really tough part of the season where there is no more easy matches. Every match is a tough one, and for them it starts off against Cashback.
Yeah, no easy beginning. It's a real David versus Goliath for those two teams. Need to see if they can get some, throw some stones in the Giant's eye, but it's still going to be a competitive match. We've seen some nice things by CTR. They're really, I think they really surprised all of us with their nice style of play and taking a lot of points from the big boys, not only the weaker teams that went out pretty cheaply. So I think this is going to be a decently competitive match.
Yeah, it could be. I actually voted against it because I feel like Phase 2 is really where the experience usually comes through.
I also voted against it.
Says one thing but votes another. I think Phase 2, best of 7, it's harder to surprise as well. Teams are getting more and more trained normally, more and more accustomed playing against teams like CTR, which were an unknown factor. And now for CTR, it really comes down to proving what they have shown in the first phase into the second one.
Yeah, exactly. They've really got to prove their mettle, and I feel like Cashback is if I look at all the teams at the moment, I still think Cashback is probably the weakest of the four. Like it's minor percentages, but this is a match. I feel this and kind of the W match where CTR they need to fully go for it and get some points if they want to have any chance of making it to the next stage.
Yeah, little highlight player. I think he's also the FC, so the FC being a highlight player as well. He's doing very well for his team. Haven't really noticed too many mistakes of him plays those STRVs as well. It's not shown on the list, but in general, solid from him. And then from CTR, I'm gonna guess it's Patras. Usually would be a highlight player when he's not,
upside down or what, on a pancake.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's Pancake Day coming up, but I feel I don't know who the stand-up player for CTR is. I feel like they all kind of perform at a decent level. Maybe Floki or Frolly Crazy One maybe as well, but. Yeah, you can see the predictions here, 75% for Cashback. CTR, I mean, the Czech community in World of Tanks is pretty big, so I'm not surprised that they have a decent percentage on the board. I think this is pretty fair, I'd say. Predictions?
Yeah, I think 25% is roughly where I would put it as well, to be honest.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you look at that Cashback lineup, so many good players there. It's Brainbreaker, Liberty, one of the best light tank players on the server. Aphrodite, Akka, just fantastic players on the Cashback side, so... We need to see if the CTR can poke the bear here and try and get some points. But looking at the maps, Ruinberg, chosen by Cashback. Quite a surprise, but what do you think about Ruinberg?
I'm not a fan so far.
Yeah, I still blame OP Hacker for that one. It's a very passive map, but I feel like I've always said this. I feel like the Ukrainian teams they always perform best on those kind of city maps, Himmelsdorf, Ensk, and Ruinberg, where there's a lot of lines and it's about player skill and less about tactics. But then on CTR side, Pilsen, Himmelsdorf, finally Sand River. What do you think about those CTR maps?
Pretty slow Pilsen as well. Like, we're going to have a very slow start, and I think that favors Cashback more these days. There's slower maps, more methodical. So Himmels will be quick, but I don't even, the first you have to get to Himmels with a playable result, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, it could be over before we even get to Himmels, but I think Ruinberg is going to be a struggle. I feel like it's going to be a 2-0 for Cashback. I think CTR get a minimum point on Pilsen. And I think Himmelsdorf is where they can come back. I think Himmelsdorf is, it's one of those maps where it's like, it's so even and balanced. You can do so many things with it. But potentially going to Sand River in the end game, we need to see if they can... We need to see if they can get there for starters.
Yeah, I mean, slower maps, I think, favor Cashback altogether. So, we'll see. I mean, Ruinberg is an interesting one.
Yeah... I think it's a map that really does favor Cashback. I mean, it's a very methodical map, a step-by-step map, a lot of corridors, so it's really hard to make that aggressive play without being punished. It's kind of, when you're a weaker team fighting a top team, you have two real options. You either play super aggressive or you can't. You can't play control because they have the player skill that's going to be able to just dismantle you slowly. So Ruinberg's map, it's really hard to go aggressive because of those lanes, so many crossfire angles if you want to take positions. Camping, it's a bit more effective, but we saw Cashback in the first stage. I can't remember what team they fought, but do you remember they absolutely dismantled the defensive play? Might have been Lotus or even CTR, I'm not sure which team it was, but I really feel like this is kind of Cashback's map, you know?
I think so too. Predictions though, you actually went with me. Interesting. Yeah, I looked at
I was running home, you know? I had to just like type it in quick. I really was debating actually.
I was considering 4-2, but then I figured that
So was
phase
I.
2 is usually the part where teams run against the wall. These kind of teams, like CTR, so it's like 4-1 seems fair. But let's see what about that though. Cashback, double 57, 140, Forge B, triple E4.
Yeah. Looking at CTR, IS4, IS7, E5, double E5 actually. That's a bold pick on this map. Batchat as well. Pretty light lineup with a double E4 at the end there.
Yeah, I mean, okay, guys, so if you're wondering why they're picking the E5s, one, I don't think it's a good pick. I'm going to be honest about that, whatever.
Yeah.
But two, the ability got buffed. I think it's called Bounty Hunter, right? So it gives additional DPM, which it did before, but it's just a higher percentage, and it heals more. But the ability of it, you have to shoot different targets for it, which means it's kind of anti-team play.
Competitive, yeah. Because you want to focus fire, but I don't think that... I think E5s can work against Cashback's lineup. E5s don't perform that badly against T57s just because of the DPM. I feel like T57s, they prefer things like types, you know, kind of flat armor, a lot of HP with low DPM. I feel like E5s can perform decently well against T57s, so... We'll have to see if they have something big here. But the T57s are clipping out on Floki in the beginning as he tries to take that aggressive position. Not that much damage taken, actually, for this. So pretty cheap in the beginning.
Yeah, so far both teams just taking a little bit of control over their respective area. I feel like North nowadays always just kind of gets that eastern side, right? And South kind of wins this where Squeezy is. And then you go into the pretty slow game.
Yeah, that usual long corridors, so it's difficult to make an aggressive plan. I'm kind of curious what Floki's position achieves. I guess it's reliable spotting down the F line, but yeah, I mean, we're settling in for a standard Ruinberg here. Just a long game.
This map usually sets up for that little bit of a longer game. Yeah, the E5 I think will struggle against the E4 though. Like you say, it can work. I feel like the E5 against E4 is a hard fight.
No,
for the
well,
E5.
yeah, I'm saying E5 is good against T57. I'm not saying it's good against E4. E4, I mean, it depends. If it's on flat ground, one-on-one, in the world's, you know, most ideal scenario, of course, but...
In a trade-in battle, it's...
Yeah, in a trading battle, no. E4 will shred it like cheese.
So, who has done more damage right now? I mean, it has to be Cash.
Are we already debating
Yeah,
that?
yeah. It's honestly
CTR.
it's a factor that usually comes into play late. CTR
Probably
Froly.
took a shot, yeah.
Froly took like what 900. Loki took like quite a bit as well. I think it's Cashback.
Yeah. But I don't think this is going to be a draw here. You can see Koitacek moving up to the north. It looks like they want to take more of this field control. They are making those rotations out of the city. You can see the E5 in the city of Froly. He's leaving. The double E4 are pulling back to more defensive positions. Floki's going to go take that strike and leave that line. But that's going to give good info to Cashback that they're going to make a field play. Strike comes out onto Floki. Need to see if they can make this push work. Woodog is spotted on the crossing, so they have the idea. Nice shot into Little there. He's going to make a full clip here, but he can't really focus fire that well. Focusing those, you see, he's putting like 2 shots into Floki, 2 shots into the E4, and now he's on reload. And these E4s are going to chew up these T57s. Cashback are a bit caught out of position here.
This little 57 is a bit isolated. The strike coming out as well. Crazy War peeking behind it. Little down towards the one shot. Patras and Koitacek in the meantime hunting. Brain Breaker. Woodog taking a big one as well though. The Forge B covering the D4 in the south. And now Woodog all of a sudden takes quite a bit. It seems like the reinforcements from Cashback arriving just on time. Little, however, on 224 will need to somehow not get spotted, because the strike has been collected by Froly. But the biggest problem you can see on the minimap right now is this 140 in D7. He is coming from behind, and the entirety of the CTR side. Ooh, Koitacek also misses Brainbreaker. in the meantime, on the bottom left, he misses that, and you can see the E4 pretty annoying when it starts face-hugging. The Koenigsegg needs to hit it now, and he does. Finds the kill, but in that time, it allowed Squeezy to get this around, so now CTR has to push forward. A good strike on Mindbreaker, and Aka will find success. Aka coming in to shield Woodog down towards the one-shot. They need to get the focus fire out here. At 57 right now is not very useful. The E4 is Amoragged, so that is not contributing either. Aka, will he get another shot? Because they're not focusing him. I think he will, but he's not really doing that much either, and that's 3 tanks down for Cashback. And CTR, they're down in HP, but they're gonna be up 4 guns in a second when Aka falls.
Yeah, it's really nice decision making by CTR. They're constantly down on HP, but they're getting these isolations. The E4 in the south, they got the T57 down low. Patras might go down here against Squeezy. He doesn't have the shells to finish this off, but it's actually really good by CTR. They're keeping all their guns alive. This is genuinely perfect play by CTR right now. It's obviously, they probably should be winning this a little bit harder, if I'm perfectly honest. Patras goes down, Koenigsegg goes down, but that gun advantage is still there, and all that HP is on Aphrodite right now. He's pushing onto Frolly, but he will get that kill, but in the meantime, they're trying to finish in the field. The Foch is still on reload. He's almost coming into the game. 4 seconds to go, but they need to kill off Squeezy here if they want to make something work.
Aphrodite had all that HP. Liberty finds a kill, and all of a sudden, though, it's starting to look a whole lot different. CTR getting a little overconfident. Liberty also used his ability to just edge himself a little bit higher on the HP. Will not be able to survive a strike just yet, but Aphrodite is taken one. He's getting peeked, and he does not win that fight against Woodog. Woodog wins it, and now Floki is hunting for Liberty.
Yeah, it's nice. They send Floki because Floki has enough HP to finish off Liberty in one shot. We'll need to see if Liberty has that reaction time where he can place the strike and give a shot to Floki before he dies. He has popped ability there, so we'll need to see. Doesn't connect it. Floki does. The strike will not make the kill unless the 140 can connect it, and he does. So now we're in the very awkward position.
Playable.
Definitely playable for both sides. I'd probably favor Squeezy here a little, just for the camo and mobility, but
I mean, he cannot really take the strike. But
no, but neither can CTR.
Yeah, but he can also,
they do the long rotation.
He could also, I think he's going to play the game of chicken right now, you know, like hope that CTR gets a little anxious and is afraid of him taking back that 1-2 line strike.
I mean, considering what we've seen so far, it's a good bet to see if CTR would be anxious, because they really haven't played this endgame out well. It was a 7v3 at one point, and now it's a 2v1. Really poor endgame play by CTR.
I don't think he expects Woodog. I don't think he expects Woodog to come the way that he's coming right now.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't get spotted on this crossing because of the rubble. If Woodog peeks it and catches him unawares, Squeezy might place the strike in time, but he's not looking. He's not.
Ooh, he spots him. Oh, he spots him out. He got him.
Oh, no. Did yours freeze as
well? Yeah, it did. It did freeze.
Yeah, one of the observers crashed there, so we didn't see it. That was the perfect moment. And what an endgame there. Woodog winning the game of chicken. CTR really tactically played that perfectly. I think let down a little bit by the player skill in the end there. Some small, poor decision making. I think it was Herman who drove in the open, but really nice by CTR, making the decisive play against, in theory, a superior, on paper, a superior opponent. Really nice by CTR here.
Yeah, and if you predict 4-1, you know, it's tough because...
now, we're still on for the prediction, no?
Yeah,
they've got
barely.
that 1 point.
Barely, yeah, but the Surfshark did really good damage, but they weren't able to focus out any guns, which was CTR was. But CTR needs to be careful, though, with one thing. They almost threw that game at the end.
Yeah.
By driving out of that lane one by one into the 140. And then the 140 started shooting through them, you know, like... You gotta be careful.
Herman just drove into open. It was really, it was nice by CTR, but it was slow by Cashback. Those E4s and the Foch and the 140, they were out of game for so long, and then the 140 went on the long rotation, and because he took so long to rotate, it allowed the E5 and the Batchat to kill the E4 in the base, and the E4s didn't need to push onto the T57s. Only when the 140 flanked them, the DE4s of, who was it, Crazy War, Woodog, and Herman, they had to push in on the T57s. They were given so much time. This was so slow by Cashback. Cashback are a team where they really got to be a lot quicker if they want to win this. They were really slow, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. Good stuff from CTR. Good focus fire. Well played until the very final segment, and then even a little bit lucky with the fact that Froley didn't take the connection, I think, in the IS-7, but Squeezy made up for that anyways by getting the kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Squeezy, it was like Woodog's position was such a unknown, you know? Like, you would also expect that they're both just camping inside and waiting for something to happen.
Yeah, it's the least likely scenario, which was what you want to do. And you know, in World of Tanks, what was that? The early trick where you go left, get unspotted, and then go right. It's one of those. When you're fighting good players, you always want to go from the least predictable angle. So yeah, it was nice by Woodog. He took the least predictable angle, and it paid off for him. But yeah, I mean, CTR making the aggressive play on a map where it's really hard to be aggressive. It's very impressive. You know, they're one of the two teams that we expect not to perform, and they're showing that they've got balls here, you know?
Yeah, no, they played it out very well. They went for the move, and it was a successful one. And you can see there the downside of the 57, right? It has a great burst, but once it's on reload, it's kind of like, hey.
And as well, when you're fighting E4s, you know, they pop the ability, your 1600 clip is suddenly like 1300.
Well, round number 2, Cashback BZ, 57, Type 5, 140, 4 to the U, and WE4.
Yeah, CTR, BZ, IS-7, 140, Foch B, and Triple E4. Pretty standard lineups by both teams. Nothing shining. Cashback with a bit of a lighter lineup, but making up for that with the Type 5 heavy. They like these T57s. Quite surprised by that. I feel like T57s have dropped out a bit in meta since E4s have kind of taken over.
Yeah, 1 or 2 is not the worst, though.
No, not the end of the world.
So pretty normal start for Cashback, sending a decent amount of tanks towards the field. Floki and Herman, though, the question is where are they going to go with the I-70s? Are they going to cut in? Yes, they are. Always interesting.
Not Herman, though.
No, Herman's staying. He's spotted out, though.
Yeah, I think he might just be going for initial spots. Ooh, takes a big one on the crossing. Bit of a strange decision by Herman. Seems like he wanted to just get spots in the city. I'm not sure why. Floki also making this aggressive play into this position. Ooh. Froley only takes one. I feel CTR are being very greedy here.
But it might work out.
It might. It might take both strikes here, but strikes on everything. I mean, Froley is well covered by those 3 E4s, but Floki is pretty well. Both teams pretty well covered. Patras will clip them from the side if Brainbreaker tries to make this peak, and if they make a play from the south, these E4s are going to do something. You see Patras now clipping out onto Brainbreaker. Really nice trap there. Cashback really showing some inexperience here. Not giving CTR the respect they deserve, but Herman, that is not the peak.
It was indeed not the peak for Herman, but nonetheless, you know, his teammates already did a good amount of damage in return. They have control over double strike, and Squeezy kind of stuck behind the zero line as well. I think CTR would sign up for this if they could, even with Herman's traits.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's really hard to push Floki here with these 3 4s in the south, the Foch from the north. I feel like Herman's in this kind of position now where he can't really do anything. He's just kind of, you know, I'm in a BZ. I'm in not a good tank for this map, and there's nothing he can really do. He's just kind of covering a flanking ankle now, but this is nice by CTR. Cashback need to make something work here if they want to play the game right now, because CTR are going to be building up these arsenals of strikes, and it's nice by Floki as well. You see what Floki's doing? He's peeking above the rubble to make sure that Squeezy can't leave. So Squeezy is now constantly locked there.
I would even strike Squeezy. If I, like, when these strikes come back up, I would drop them on the 140.
What was that peek by Little?
Gather in some information.
Yeah, but maybe it was a replay bug. He peeked with his turret forward.
But he checked it on the corner. Akka coming as well, though, being greedy. Peeking out. Trading against Crazy War.
Not ready for that one.
No, Akka actually trades him off as well.
He's trying to make him shoot so Liberty can cross.
In the meantime, Brainbreaker now for Daddy is time to repush Floki. Where is the response right now from CTR? Because Floki is in a little bit of trouble there in that IS-7. But Brainbreaker now for Daddy, they're going to take a while to kill him. I don't even think they're going to kill him. Kolicek finds one Little now, peeking out as well, trying to get some shots. Third back there, he's actually aiming towards the 1, 2, 3, 4 line, in case you're wondering. And Froley's honestly not even going to die for this.
Yeah, that 140 is in the north, but we need to see what's going on in the south. CTR right now with these E4s, they're peeking and pushing onto Akka. If you're wondering earlier why Akka was peeking so wide, he was trying to take shots so the 430 can cross, but it doesn't seem to have worked out for him. And these E4s, they're making mincemeat of Cashback right now. HP is even, but a gun advantage by Cashback. Floki will pick up Aphrodite. The E4 will go down. CTR are showing they're coming here to play, and now they're even ignoring the 430, trying to support the BZ. Patras is in an awkward engagement against Squeezy, but that's Squeezy out of game right now. CTR are really showing a strong start here.
Patras in a little bit of trouble though in the Forge B, needs to be careful. Cashback could still find a way back in, don't count him out. We saw that last time, a Mindbreaker in the 57 out of clip, and he's getting pumped from behind from all angles. He's running away, but he's not making it out. As Kodicek shots him down. Froley finds Squeezy, leaves Little and Liberty. The double L, and the L is what they're going to take in this battle. As I don't think that this time around CTR will let it get this close like the last one. And when you predicted 4-1, this really, you know, is...
Yeah, I was on the train thinking about it. I mean, this was exceptional by CTR. Doing kind of the same thing on both maps. You send the tank across the mid, which forces Cashback into a repush, and you prepare your tanks in angles that can punish that repush. It's such a simple style of play that's worked so effectively here. Beautiful crossfire angles. Herman, what was it? Patras in that Foch in the corner. The triple E4 south. Pushing Floki in that IS-7 was always going to be costly, and they really made Cashback pay for it. Super nice play.
Pick up the first 2 rounds of this match, and now they're looking to even extend it into a match point. They need one more round for that, and of course taking a few points would be amazing. Taking the full points would be even better, but you know, it starts with a few and ends with a lot. Really good room break from them, and I think, thinking about it, it was Cashback that opted to play this as first map, right?
Yeah, and they got absolutely clapped on it. I mean, if I'm honest, these games weren't even close on a tactical level. Like, CTR was really just ahead. Yes, the first round was very close, but I think there was kind of an overconfidence by CTR in that late game. They thought they had the guns and they kind of threw it. But here, it really wasn't even close. CTR really, on a tactical level, they mopped the floor with Cashback.
Really good stuff for CTR.
Really bad for our predictions.
Yeah, I mean, now think about it this way. The odds of it ending on 2 are getting slimmer as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If they take the full points, I can go to CTR and go, yeah, well done, boys. No one gets points. It's fine.
Exactly. If I can get points, nobody deserves the points. Very simple.
Exactly. No, I don't need to win. I just need all of you to lose.
Good damage from Floki. I mean, 6.7 and an IS-7.
Yeah, but he's in that hold down position. I mean, not that much strike damage though, actually. But yeah, it was really good. Like, he was in that prime position where he could just make those peaks. He was punishing the 140. He was kind of shooting everywhere. He was shooting the E4s. He was shooting the 140. He shot the T57. Like, really nice in that holding position.
And his ability got buffed as well, of course, which makes the tank a bit nicer.
Yeah. Still one of the weaker abilities, but it's, you know, if it's
getting
a
closer.
buff, it's a buff.
Yeah, it's getting closer. But Bilson coming in next. I mean, Cashback looking shaky. CTR just need 2 more rounds, and they've got quite a few to try. So
I'm not sure if Cashback actually have lost a round on Ruinberg yet. Actually, if my memory serves, every time we watched Cashback, they played Ruinberg, and I think they won every round. And I'm not entirely sure about that, but still, really, like, you can't overstate how impressive this is. Bear in mind, these are one of the bottom 2 teams mopping the floor on a map that is difficult.
I mean, 4 points for CTR would bring them right on the back trail of the likes of Cashback.
Yeah, that would get them 14 points, right?
Yeah, I think they had 10 and Lotus had 7, right?
Yeah, and I think Cashback are the lowest of the 4 with 14 or 15. I think 15.
Lowest is 15, highest is 17.
Yeah, hit is 17.
Mm-hmm. Everybody else is between that.
Yeah, but going into Pilsen. What are we thinking? You see the phase 1 scores 3-0.
Yeah. So
CTR learned from their mistakes. That's what you need to do. And really, you know, me and you are the tactical guys, right? We've been in-game leaders before. You know, we make the tactics, so we think with a bit of a tactical mindset. I really love the way CTR is setting up tactically, actually.
I mean, so far they're taking a lot of initiative, which is working out well for them. They're not
sitting back. They're being bold. They're making aggressive plays, as we saw in the first one.
This time around, they're looking like Cashback for looking for initiative, though, because they have the IS-4, double type, 140, double first speed. No, they switch to the light. RHM versus EBR from CTR. He's double Fosh B, an E4, a 4 to the U, a 140, and a dive behind it. So EBR versus RHM on Pilsen.
I'm not sure which lineup you read. I got a bit.
I did both.
Oh, you did both. All right. You leave me with nothing?
Yeah. Empty-handed.
Empty-handed. But yeah, lineups by both teams, double Fosh by both teams. Foshes tend to be those aggressive tanks, 430. When we see 430, we kind of think the coal piles. So, looks like Cashback might be wanting to go for that cap play. Dodging the plane in the beginning. Koidichek does get spotted, same with Crazy War. Minimal info by Cashback with that plane. We'll need to see if DPR, Herman pops ability, Liberty does get spotted. Ooh, non-connection. Liberty's a very lucky boy right now. Should have taken more for that.
Yeah, more? I mean, he should have taken something for that.
Well, yeah. And he has yellow tracks, that's something. Slow game. I think Cashback are a bit shook. They don't want to take any risks here. Cashback playing very defensively. That's a new one, I think. I don't think we ever saw Cashback this far back.
I mean, they just... Herman needs to be careful as well. In the EBR.
Boy.
Hopefully.
That's going to be funny if not. But yeah, you really got to look at it for what it is. Cashback playing with double hidden Fosh. This is kind of one of my strats, you know, back in the just hiding things and trying to make a trap against a stronger team. When you're that stronger team, you want to be taking the initiative and playing a control game. When you're the weaker team, you can do these kind of baity strats, these kind of traps and aggressive pushes to try and catch your enemy out. This is really Cashback kind of shook, and CTR are playing with confidence here, pushing Floki across. Really like what I'm seeing right now.
Maybe that's why I never had to play the bait strategies in 15 years.
Yeah, because you were in Fame and I was in... I had what? Puppy? Who else? Sam?
Alio?
Yeah, Alio one time. Yeah, I had
Alio,
rejects. John Jam.
Alio is the goat, alright?
Yeah, Killer Pit.
Yeah, superstar, you know? Superstar.
Yeah.
Herman gets the info though. Do they reset it? No, they don't even reset it. Oh, we're yapping about old days. Because they were pushed so far back, they don't get the reset, and Herman reveals the double Fosh on 0 line.
And the light took damage.
Yeah. In the meantime, Little is going back for the strike at the Type 5. Aka going on towards the cap. But I think CTR smells a push now on 0 line. They know that there's a double Fosh there. And I think they know that they can take it as well. Double strike, Fosh B of 2 of their own. Like, there's no way they cannot handle this fight, no?
Yeah, no, they can take it. I mean, it's not going to be fun. It's going to be pretty painful, but right now, I don't think Cashback can leave with these Foshes anymore. I'm not sure if this is the perfect play that CTR can make, but it's definitely a fight they can take. Aphrodite a little bit further back with Mindbreaker. Mindbreaker will pop his ability, make his clip, go back into the low ground, and then if they want to push him, it's Aphrodite, but you can see there.
Mindbreaker pops his ability, yeah, Mindbreaker pops ability. Aphrodite now coming in as well. That's the strikes hitting on towards Mindbreaker. No, they waited just the right amount of time, actually. Just in time, actually, for the side of CTR. The base is being captured, though, so you gotta be careful about that. I agree. 1 second later, and those strikes do nothing. Now, Patras or Kodicek, one of them has to drown Mindbreaker at this point. The other one needs to continue through. Kodicek seems to be the one to do it. Mindbreaker selling his life not that cheaply at all, and Kodicek and Patras kind of blocking each other at different points throughout this battle. Brainbreaker in the IS-4 low as well, though, in the eye, getting in the courtyard. The EBR bouncing him from behind, and now Aphrodite getting hunted down by Floki and Froley. The Forge B fight, it wasn't that clean, but Aphrodite's kill here, he's not going to be able to do too much. He just gets off of reload, gets one, gets a second for sure, maybe even going to get a third one out as well. He does, maybe 4, yeah, that's actually, I take it back. That was a good sell from Aphrodite. But look at the kills, yet again. 3 tanks down for Cashback, just 1 from CTR, but the problem right now is the cap. Herman needs to do it. I hope he has HE loaded as well in that EBR. Swings, he aims, shoots, and gets it as well. Good job by Herman. Good job.
Yeah, no intuition to HE by Cashback there. Yes, they have the tank advantage, but look at that HP. 3k down, but it's all on those Foshes. 140 is getting hunted down. Koidicek does go down to the RHM in the corner, but it's not the worst thing in the world. The 430 tries to take the info point, but fails. And right now, that RHM of Liberty is the only advantage that Cashback have, and Froley's going for him.
And Liberty gets
Maybe
spotted
not.
out, but there's no damage. There's nobody that can shoot this anymore. Patras is coming and swinging, and this time around I think CTR is falling in the chaos. Patras now swings, and that's a full HP Type 5 in front of Patras, and he is forced to back off, but Little's already on the other angle in this Type 5, and he gets a shot. Woodok will peek this, the strike comes out, but Little will survive throughout this. He goes down towards 500, now Froly's in trouble, might even get repushed by Liberty at some point. Squeezy finds Herman, but Herman finds Squeezy, so it's not all over for either side, but Patras isolated. Yeah, the strike is taken, but no one-shots though, and Froly is dying to Liberty.
Yeah, but Froly isn't that low grounded. It's quite difficult for Liberty. He'll keep shooting that cupola, but it's not easy, especially with the low pen and the RHM. CTR are making an absolute meal of this. The North engagement with the Foshes, this end game, it's not good by CTR. They need to get Herman in the game. Him going up in this corner is not being effective. He needs to rotate and hunt down Liberty right now. Info point being taken though.
Middle strike is coming off of cooldown again soon. The problem right now I see is that the cap is going to get boosted.
Yeah, but Herman can get decaps anytime he wants.
He wasn't that close either, but yeah, he needs to move back in. 140 Bale, Liberty now looking for Froly. I think this time around Froly is not going to be able to dodge this. Liberty gets the kill, finds the angle, shuts it down, and Herman now going for that strike. A brave play. I mean, Woodok will be covering the crossing, and Patras might even come as well. But Aka could just go for this.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I mean, Aka will definitely go for it. Woodok will get the spot, which is good, but at the end of the day, if he has HE loaded, it's gonna hurt no matter what. Herman is dead here. I really feel like this is not the play for CTR right now. Yes, they get the strike here, but they're not gonna be able to make a kill. Herman is dead 100%. He's gonna need to place this strike before he leaves. And if Herman dies, it's gonna be all over.
Oh, they both miss!
God!
They all only Squeezy actually hit. Now, are they going to use the strikes? Oh no, they use the strike on Squeezy, but Aka finds Patras though in the meantime. Herman surviving there somehow, but I don't think he'll survive too much longer. Aka now coming the other angle. Liberty looking for the shot, finds it as well. 3v2 now, but the light's still alive. That is dire straits for the side of CTR.
I don't know what. I have no actual words for this entire round. I feel like that was the worst decision Herman could have made. He can get decaps from K1. I don't understand why he felt the need to take that strike. That EBR is their win condition. I do not understand what CTR are doing in these late game scenarios. Call it inexperience, call it poor play, but this was horrendous. And there's no other word to say it. They should win this round. Tactically, CTR are playing on another level than Cashback. Cashback are playing as if they're scared, but on a player-to-player individual basis, it's awful by CTR. It's not a nice thing to say, but it's the truth. It's poor.
Liberty finishes off Woodog. It's going to be Cashback after all to put the first round of the board in this match. This could have gone a whole lot different. The first engagement at A9, not ideal. Koricek goes down a little bit too much for that, and then even against Aphrodite, it looked good for a second. But it was only for a second. Aphrodite should not get 4 shots out of his clip there anymore either. Yep. Normally. Like, he should not be able to get that. And then later on...
It shows how awkward Fosh is when you're going around corners. It was a really awkward engagement, but Woodog 7,000. Look at that.
7k by Woodok. Impressive amount of damage. The EBR not really doing that much though. And neither the Fosh B. Koricek Patras only getting 2k out each. Not really enough for that Fosh B.
Yeah, I mean, Aphrodite got out 4k, but to be honest, I don't know how mean I want to be here, but Herman. How he's not rotating and hunting down Liberty in that Rheinmetall. The moment they lose Liberty, the game is over. Liberty was the only win condition. We've seen so many times the lone light tank carrying games on these open maps, and CTR had Cashback shook. Cashback are hiding in the corner, doing bait strats, performing like a team that's about to go out. This is... I'd call it... I don't know how mean I want to be here, but CTR are playing on another level to Cashback, but just losing it in these endgame engagements. It's individual decisions, not tactics, that are losing CTR these games, and it's it's sad to see considering how good CTR are playing.
Well, not good enough to win this round though. They'll get a second opportunity on Pilsen, but Cashback probably very happy with that because in a lot of other cases they lose this round.
Yeah, 100%. In almost every world, they should lose this round. It's such a simple end game, you know? I don't know why Frolly crosses the open field. I feel like you just take these 2 free Foch kills, and then after that, you just play the slow game. You have both strike control, you have EBR that can take your own base and get decaps unspotted. I feel CTR are getting greedy in a game where they should never be greedy against opponents. Those top 4 teams, you never get greedy in the late game. You have a 2-tank advantage. Slow the game down. Play on your EBR.
Well, they get a second opportunity on Pilsen. They could have been 3-0 here, which is
It should have been.
It's an interesting fact that CTR could have been here. Now they gotta recover though, and not let the throw from the last round affect them too much in the future.
Yeah, like for me, you know, like I don't have a horse in this race. I don't really support either team. I know guys in CTR. I always support an underdog though. So when an underdog should win games, I get a bit passionate, and I really want CTR to show that they can perform in these late games, because tactically they're on another level, but individual player decisions are just lacking. They're just not there right now.
Cashback, I7, type, CS, 140, double Forge B, and an E4. This time around, no light tanks.
Yeah, CTR, BZ, E5, bringing that one back. Type 5 heavy, Centurion Action X. Ooh, gets changed for a type, 140, Foch B, and an E4. Double E5, though.
Yeah, double E5, but neither team playing with the light, so we could see a lot of 1, 2, 3, 4 line engagements here.
Yeah, both teams might go for the city play. We'll see Cashback kind of have a bit more meat and burst, but CTR with that more consistent DPM at the E5s, we'll need to see which style of play will make the difference, but CTR do have that slightly more mobile lineup with the CS and 140 combo.
Yeah, but it's not really 1, 2, 3, 4 line. It's actually still towards the eastern side with the CS boosting the I7 towards the east. For CTR, it's a lot of 1, 2, 3, 4 line though. And for them, this is actually a good thing that there's no lights.
Yeah. I mean, it's quite predictable if neither team gets any spots off. But Cashback are going to be quite slow here, rotating these Foshes all the way around. If CTR makes a play on that 1 through 4 line and gets some cap pressure on, could become something. But Aka does spot out Woo Dog, so the game is kind of up. Strike being taken on the field, and the Foshes are rotating back potentially now. Nice hit by Floki though. And if these E5 and Foch and 140 can get a clean engagement on an Aka, they could feed on that Type 5 heavy with its low DPM.
Well, Aka backing off, got a check taken one, and CTR seem a little bit hesitant here to pull their trigger. The 140 crossing towards K2. Will he get there on time? He needs to get a reset. There is a reset, however, onto the back of Crazy War. Now comes the Force B. The 140 has already gone past, though. That's Squeezy. Patras pops the ability to cross over. Foley coming as well. Kodicek doesn't find the shot. Liberty and the Force B is ready and waiting. The 140 gets spotted out, though. That's Squeezy. They know that he's there now. Kodicek moving in as well. Patras wants to start clipping out. And Aka is playing a good game. He's trying to stay as safe as possible. CTR now pushing through. But there needs to be some support here on Aka. Kodicek cannot just trade it out 1-for-1 against this. Herman and Floki, they're pushing past towards Aphrodite. Aka is starting to fall, but Patras taking a lot of damage. Kodicek is just facing off in this 1v1. The strike comes out. Froley, Patras low as well. Kodicek needs a slight roll, doesn't get it. Crazy War! Minus 2.9 on that crossing. Make it a little bit more as minus 3.2k. This time, this push from CTR, just 10 seconds too late.
Yeah, but I mean, this push was always doomed to fail with that 140 and K1. It's such a dominant position for a high DPM tank like the K91, and Cashback seem to have found their mojo here. They pulled back into defensive positions, and the only thing that CTR could catch is Aka in that type, and that's the ideal tank for it. High HP, high armor, low DPM, and while he's dying, the rest of the Cashback team are getting off a lot of damage into CTR, and this just wasn't it for CTR. This was not the tactical the high-level tactical gameplay we saw in the previous rounds. This was them attempting a simple push and it just collapsing here.
If they do, I mean, the thing is, if they go 10 seconds earlier, that 140 is not in K1. But I don't think it wins them the game, though.
No. I mean,
too much damage on the cross.
Yeah, even if he's not in the corner, if he's in K3, there's some low ground there. He can live for quite a while and still deal a lot of damage. This 1-3 line through push is really difficult to pull off, even if they don't have K1, because your positions are not that great. There's a lot of open ground, a lot of crossfires that can be made. This was always going to be a difficult push at the best of times.
Well, 2-2. After all, Cashback against CTR. Cashback coming back into it, and CTR is probably not too happy about that one.
No, but I feel like this last round was kind of their own making. I mean, this 1-3 line push has been tried many times, and it's really, really difficult. It really is. But look at the damage here. You can see not a single player of CTR's lineup got over 3k. Cashback, everybody 8. Even Aka lived for a very long time. 1,000 block damage as well on a type that's sitting behind a house like that, not really able to angle because he wants to stay safe from the Fosh. It's a lot of blocked, actually. So, yeah. There's not that much to say in that game. CTR ran into Cashback's trap and, you know, they fell flat in their face and Cashback deserved to win the round.
And now CTR needs to start, you know, sweating a little bit again.
Yeah, we go into Himmelsdorf now. And this is a map that I think could go either way. Well, CTR were the team that did the 5 CSs, right? Or was that Lotus?
That was Lotus.
Oh, okay. Alright, well, CTR can still do something good here. I mean, Himmelsdorf is one of those tactically flexible maps where you can do a lot on. You know, you've got the rails, you've got the cap, the hill, the middle strikes. There's a lot of options on Himmelsdorf that CTR can play around with if they want to tactically outplay Cashback like we've seen in those first 3 rounds. But I feel CTR need to push the advantage a little bit. Even on both of these Pilsens, Cashback sat back really defensively. I feel like Cashback are a little bit shook and they don't know what they want to do here.
I mean,
I don't think
they're shook now with 2-2. I don't think they're feeling that bad anymore. Might actually
no, not anymore. But they should have lost. I mean, again, it doesn't matter how you win the round as long as you win it. But they should have lost that first Pilsen, and the second one, it was like CTR just drove at them. You know, they didn't do anything. They just got an enemy that drove at you in transpositions. I don't think Cashback have shown that they're a top 4 team in this match in any of these games so far. So I want to see more from Cashback. They are one of the strongest teams. They've won it before, and I want to see some top level gameplay here. And I'm only seeing that from CTR right now.
Sadly for CTR, they haven't been able to capitalize too much on that. They got this first 2 rounds, but arguably what makes the difference there between a team like CTR and more probably a hit and run is that hit and run would probably be 4-0 at this point.
Yeah, at least 3-1, definitely.
Yeah, I mean,
and a more convincing 3-1. Even those Himmelsdorf, those late games were pretty shaky.
A possible 4-0. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
In some universe.
Yeah. But we need to see. I mean, it's been an interesting season. A lot of teams beating other teams quite convincingly. Like Mafia beating W, what was it, 3-0 in the first phase, and it's been a very weird season. No teams have really shown themselves as a super strong contender apart from probably Hit. So we'll need to see here on Himmelsdorf if Cashback can really show what they're about. I mean, Himmelsdorf probably the oldest map in the game at this point, so Cashback should be well experienced on it, but lineups, you take it away.
Cashback, Triple BC, IS7, 140, Bliska, and a Fosh B.
Yeah, CTR, double BZ, that E5, yet again, they're liking this one. 140, double 430U and a Bliska. Looks like CTR might be going for that rails play. Cashback maybe with the Bliskas more in the middle, but IS7, though, can easily play that cap circle. I'm kind of warming to the E5 a little. The more I see it on my screen, the more I'm warming to it, you know?
I mean, I love the E5. I'm just not convinced about it in this, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say love. It's not one of my favorites, but it's still a very nice tank. Good DPM, solid all-round. You know, it's an all-rounder. It's 60% at everything, but that big cupola makes it very annoying. But opening, both CTR going into the middle. Aphrodite and Squeezy taking the defensive position. Gives 2 to Herman there. A lot of damage taken for that strike. And triple tank pushing into the cap here. Woodog and Patras need to be really careful right now. Patras is blocking Woodog.
Woodog trying to back off, Brainbreaker peeking, Mindbreaker peeking as well, so Woodog is going to take at least these 2 now backed off and towards the middle, and there's nobody there from Cashback to push on Aphrodite. Already pulling back, Squeezy running away, Liberty's there as well, and right now it doesn't look like the side of CTR is able to find an overmatch anywhere, and Woodog, he's about to fall against Mindbreaker. He finds the shot, so the first one down. Now Crazy Warden Kodicek coming in on towards Aphrodite, Herman coming over to BZ as well, but he's in trouble, he's blocking Floki a little bit. Kodicek missing the shots. It's going to be Floki to finish it off. Liberty's on reload though, so that comes good for the side of CTR, but in return Patras in the middle, he's dead. I mean, he cannot go anywhere with the 430U. Little will find the shot as well, but can they chase down Squeezy? That's the big question. The Inspire tank is an important one. Froley in the meantime just sitting in that window, and you can see he's also getting pushed by the tanks from Cashback, and for CTR this is a really tough battle because they may get Squeezy, but Liberty in the meantime is escaping out of there. And Aka coming back in. It's not happening for CTR. That double 40U going down, too hard to handle. And Cashback may not have looked like the stronger team so far. What they do have is a 3-2 scoreline in probably 30 seconds or so.
Yeah, it was a nice one by Cashback. Kind of that triple tank in the cap really countered CTR's double 430U. So bad driving as well. And after that initial misplay, Cashback really never let it go here. There's kind of a rule of thumb in World of Tanks. If you're forced to make a push, you're always in the disadvantage, and because of those 430U positions, CTR were forced to push over the field. A lot of damage gets taken. They make good crossfire as well. CTR abandoning Aphrodite so they can make crossfire with the Fosh B and the 140 of Squeezy, who's still alive, by the way. So really nice by Cashback. Good individual play, good movement as well. We don't talk, you know, when we talk about player skill in World of Tanks, a lot of it is how good you can aim, but how you drive and your movements, your decision making in the game is just as important, if not even more. And it's really nice showing on an individual level by those Cashback tanks on the 8 line, how they moved, how they ran away. It allowed Squeezy's still alive, the Fosh is still alive. They pushed with 4 tanks onto 3 and 2 of them are still alive. So nice by Cashback on an individual level.
Yeah, and chasing the 140, not even killing him, allows Liberty to just get out of there in the Fosh B as well. So for that to work, they almost have to kill both of them, and that was never happening.
They need to kill all 3 if they want to had a chance to get back into the game. But yeah, looking at the damage, I mean, it's not horrible by CTR, but those 430Us, they just couldn't get in the game. You know, they were outclassed. Yes, 430U has a lot of DPM, but when you're in a 2v4 and Cashback can focus fire easily because they're making the peaks. Yes, they had Froley in support. He's on 4.4, but that 140, it pumps out DPM, it doesn't make kills. So Cashback could really make those punishing connections into the 430s, and that forces CTR to make a push on the field, and then it just collapses from there.
Well, a little 5k in the IS-7, not too bad altogether. I mean,
low DPM IS-7.
I mean, low DPM, you know, with the ability, the more boost he gets, it's not that bad anymore. Honestly, you should try it.
Yeah, not that much. I haven't been that much of an IS-7 enjoyer this season, but I might give it a go later on and check the ability out. Same with the E5. I need to experiment with that ability a bit more. I played the M5Y a little bit.
Underwhelming, honestly. I don't think the tank is that great.
I like Can Opener actually in this game mode. I like Can Opener. It's a bit of a brainless tank, you know. I can do my double shot and die.
I mean, I can see that you and Keyhead and Silver, I know, are quite fans of that one.
Oh, Silver, you're being nice to me today.
I mean, could be low gold as well, I guess.
Oh, low gold.
Hey,
Sweet things you say to me, Deki.
Where are you at this season?
Anyway, scoreline 3-2.
What's that?
I got to champion, all right?
Are you sure?
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, 3-2. We need CTR to pull something back in this final game if we want our predictions to be right, Deki. This is world-ending stuff right here.
I mean, it's pretty sad, you know, that if this is 4-2, it feels like we got robbed.
It really feels like we got robbed, actually. I feel like CTR have played a very good game up until these last 2 rounds, and I feel CTR deserved to walk away from this match with nothing. No, they deserve to walk away from this match not with nothing, sorry.
Right now, I think this is ending 4-2, you know.
I would agree. This last round, you know, I said Cashback played with a little bit of fear on these Pilsens, but definitely not in the Himmelsdorf. They rolled out the carpet and they were there to fight. And they got a little bit lucky with their engagement against the 430. It was a really ideal engagement for those BZs, but they were the better team here in every regard.
I mean, tactically, this was a good round from Cashback, right? If you blame them that they were not so good tactically, then this round, superior. You know, forcing CTR to make a move they did not want to make.
Yeah, definitely. And again, if you're able to force your enemy to make a move, then your enemy is normally in a bad position. So yeah, nice play by Cashback. And again, I'm agreeing with you. I want to say CTR, everything in my soul. I'm always an underdog supporter, you know, that's why I support Man United. But I believe that I want CTR to come away from this match with a point at the bare minimum. But I can't see it happening based on the last rounds. I just think Cashback have been ahead, especially this Himmelsdorf. They were just... They really were 2 steps ahead.
Well, second round of Himmels. It's a good question what we're going to see. I mean, Himmels doesn't really lend itself towards that slower gameplay that much, right?
No, it doesn't. I mean, there's so many advantageous positions you can take that kind of forces your enemy to make a move. If the enemy has the hill, you have to make some decision. You can never really just sit, you know? Because there are so many positions where you can... If an enemy is sitting, you can force him to move. And if you force an enemy to move, he gets shot by other people. And yeah, it's not the easiest. But looking at the lineups here, CTR whipping out the old man of World of Tanks, the IS-4, double Type 5, double batch at 140, and an E4.
Cashback BZ, IS-4, IS-7, CS-63, 140, Bliska, and Forge B. The CS usually indicating some sort of a hill presence.
Yeah, but double bat as well. It's hard to play those tanks on anything but the hill. I've started to like the IS-4 more as well. I used to hate the IS-4. I hated it more than anything. It was just slow and low DPM. I used to hate it, but the more I've been seeing it around, the more I like it, I think. Still don't like it, but I like it more than before.
Split-wise, we see CTRs in a double bat shot versus the CS and a Forge B. That's a hard engagement.
It's not easy for both sides, actually. A lot of it depends on a lot of factors. Luck being one of the biggest, but Woodog pushing towards the cap. He will take a lot of damage on this crossing if he decides to make it. Herman does get spotted. Brainbreaker deciding to back away and wait for his Fosh friend. Info will come in, so they will know about Liberty on this hill. And Patras is unspotted at the moment, so advantage to CTR right now.
Patras and Herman are also just backing off in the beginning in those bad shots. The 140 is coming and the TIE 5s are starting to make their way on 1-2 line. Woodog pushing in towards the cap as well, and CTR I think realized they gotta react.
Yeah, they definitely do. I mean, they're rotating that 140 to the hill. He will be unspotted there. But Patras has been lit now, and he's trading against Liberty, but that's a net negative trade. 3 shots for 1, and Liberty's going to heal a lot of that 1 shot back. So really not a good start by CTR. I mean, they kind of have to use the fact that Liberty shot a bunch of shots to make a play here, but it looks like they're just leaving. By the time Froley gets on that hill, Liberty's going to be loaded again. And this cap pressure, it's not going to happen because CTR do have a strike on their hands. Not a fan of this by CTR at the moment. I feel like the longer this game goes on for, the more of a disadvantage they're going to be in.
The only thing they got going on for them right now is that Aka and the Bliskovica did not go on the hill because of this backing off. Liberty's fully reloaded, but now there's 3 CTR tanks. However, Squeezy's rotating.
Yeah, Squeezy coming. I'd say a Bliska probably, I don't know what I prefer on the hill, a Bliska or a 140, but both tanks are potent and dangerous. And now you can see the Bliska of Aka has gone to that 8 line. He will be spotting any more rotation up to the hill. Strike comes out, so no more pressure will be coming out. Squeezy is spotted on the hill though, which is important for CTR. They now know it's a 3v3 on this hill.
It'll be a hard fight for them nonetheless. Herman peeking over now. They're trying to get Brainbreaker out, but Patras getting caught by Liberty immediately. Liberty was still lingering on that corner. He finds immediate success, picks up that bad shot, and now Herman throwing himself into the wolves. Liberty coming back once more. I don't even know if they're going to get Brainbreaker. No, they're not going to get him. Froley will find the kill, but that's 3-4-1. 3 tanks in the cap as well, and now Cashback converting the match. For CTR, it all started off so very, very well, and then ended so very, very badly. Where they could have walked away with everything, instead they're going to walk away with nothing, as Cashback will make it 4-2 and teach CTR a lesson in efficiency.
Yeah, it's kind of give them hope and then snatch it away. It's, you know, what I do in Onslaught is I play 4005. And I switch away from it when they ask me to switch away. Then at the last second, I put back to 4005 and I click ready. That's what Cashback did to CTR, you know? You give them a bit of hope and then you just snatch it away. But this engagement on the hill, it could have gone either way with a bit of luck. But these Batchats, you know, we saw Herman, he was making those peaks against the CS, but he didn't have the gun to pressure, which means he has to over peak. And because of that, he's open for everyone to shoot. And Batchat doesn't bounce many shots at the best of times, so... Just a really good engagement by Cashback. They made CTR feel like they needed to make a push. Patras lost a bunch of HP early, which also put them in the disadvantage. But again, this Himmelsdorf Cashback were always in the driver's seat here, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the hill engagement is so hard though. Like double bat versus
for 2 bats and
double bat versus a Force B. Like the Force B is such an annoying thing because they cannot explode him. He's always annoying. He has a lot of HP. He has 6 shells. I think that is like the least good tank to play against. And you know, Liberty does 6.3k damage on top of it. Or 6.2.
It's like the interclip as well of the bat, right? Because the interclip is so long that by the time like Aka's already got his whole clip off, it's really hard even for 2 bats to kill a Foch because of the low accuracy and the amount of shells a Batchat has. And like by the time the interclip is so long on the Batchat that I think if both of them clipped out on Liberty while he had ability active, he'd probably out heal both the Batchat's clips. So yeah.
Well, good stuff there for Cashback. They get the full points, and I think for CTR it's going to be a depressing start in phase 2.
Yeah, definitely. They deserve to walk away with something here. I feel for them, to be honest. I mean, you know, in life, you got to take the lessons, and this is a lesson that's going to sting. You know, I'm sure you do the same. Like, we relive those old losses, the worst, you know, the ones where you should have won. And I think this will stay in their mind for a long time, and I hope they're going to take it as some experience, like a kind of W of old, you know, kind of be the young and experienced team, take it on the chin, learn from it, and come back stronger next time. But, yeah.
Well, beautiful start for Cashback. CTR back to the drawing board, but do not worry. When we come back, we've got 2 more bangers to come in for you with W versus Mafia next. But first up, a little bit of replays.
Well, hello there and welcome back to the second match of the second phase of the Surfshark OLS Season 5. And we're in for a banger W. Ducky. W against Mafia. What are your thoughts?
An interesting match, especially because W has been doing really well and Mafia is, Mafia. Never really the most flashy team, but, at this point well established, right? And have rewarded themselves with a few tournament wins as well.
Yeah, I mean, the results don't lie. Mafia certainly a Polish powerhouse, together with their bratans over in the team of Hit as well. But yeah, W, they have proven in the past that they're a great team, and well, there's a new addition. We obviously grant a mid-season player change to all the teams, and it's an old acquaintance of ours. Chucky has joined.
Yeah, I mean, you know, world champion in his own head. So, you know, but from what I know, it's more like a backup, not really a player that is going to play. So they added him as a reserve. Huh?
At this point, W fully Polish in 2028?
This rate, yeah, you know. At some point, you know, Piotr is going to recruit the old gang back. You know, it's like you take the hat off and it's like, huh, it's Invil.
It's been Invil always time. And obviously here, the Mafia team as well. It's going to be very interesting between both of those, but I think Phase 1 results were, yeah, kind of maybe a hint of what direction this is going to take. Community predictions very much in favor of the team of Mafia, and to be honest, they have just looked extremely stable. Yes, sometimes losing some rounds, but overall, Mafia have been firmly on course to making it to the playoffs. They want to reconfirm that today. 3.6k DPG, that's quite a bit.
Yeah, he's absolutely smashed on it. Tundra as the first map, interesting. So Runeberg and Cliff is banned. Tundra is the very first one. We haven't seen it that much between W and Mafia. Gotta look forward to what's gonna be played, because Mafia, again, not the brawly team. Then second is Sound River, where I think both teams have capabilities, but it also, again, depends on how it's going to be played out, of course.
I think Mafia really likes Sand River, so we'll really have to wait and see. I think I even recall a match between both of those two on Sand River, where Mafia took good initial positions, got a first kill, and then W just didn't find any kind of opening. But yeah, I think the odds are pretty good in our favor that we get to see Pilsen as well, which normally is Mafia country. Very, very firmly so. And if we get to the tiebreaker, it would be Ensk, so a lot of explosive action waiting for us there. But yeah, first of all, to start off on Tundra, I mean, both of those teams have played at WCI as well. That means they will have trained a lot of Tundra. So that is the most interesting thing, first of all, because if we think back to WCI, teams were very, very focused about rushing the north with the strikes, maybe even CSs immediately committing to one of the strikes, but that has kind of fallen out of fashion a little bit.
And maybe between these two they were going to brawl, huh?
Both teams certainly capable of it, and caster predictions. I mean, Bunter and me saying 4-3 just for different teams, but both you and Phil 4-2, so yeah, more comfortable Mafia victory. Although if we go back to the past match, 4-2, it was really, really nice games to see. So if we end up with that scoreline, even though it's not going to be my prediction, I'm not going to be too sad about it if the games hold up. That being said, W coming into this one, quadruple BZ75, Batchat 140, and Tissuck.
Alright, Sham 140, W50M, and Triple BZ for Mafia. So the SAC coming out, we haven't seen it that much this season, yeah?
Not really, no. And I think, once again, that's down to the Juggernaut TD not really being picked that much. And to be honest, if it gets picked, it's mostly E4s, which have a turret, so tracking the tank doesn't really do that much, to be honest. But I think here, the Tessak will be used to maybe spray the info tower.
I mean, it's a good damage dealer.
That as well. I mean, the cliff potential is quite nice. Talking about lights, though, the plane coming out from Kono was very, very good. He saw a lot of heavy tanks immediately, and he's completely capitalizing on this, taking the entire south of the map as Lukin takes the first shot of damage in the game. Retaliation on towards Konrad, but now Orzek will be able to take that info tower, and Klurf even not able to take the artillery strike as he gets pushed off.
As per usual, Mafia not really going for the brawl, but playing for the longer game and also take the strike and the damage. So far, neither team suffering too much.
No, I think for now, both of the teams are kind of okay with the opening. Now it's just all up to the reactions. Profus and Konrad, of course, posturing here in the south. I think Piotr wants to face check them, as Klurf is going to drive south in that Tissac to reclaim their own hill. I don't think W is playing with full information yet. So maybe that's why they're sending the light tank there to maybe get the info tower. Although with all the tanks being that close from Mafia, he could get blinded up there.
Yuzak actually re-pushing this and he's going straight for the strike.
Oh, good shot in towards Itox as well. That was a very, very cheap cross as Piotr takes a shot of damage too. So the trade's going on right now, not really favoring W.
Yuzak getting reset, Nepal boosting on it. Good by W for that one though. They realize they don't want to get Yuzak to take this, so Nepal just gets on it. At the same time they strike Yuzak, so they take that one away from Mafia. So neat little move, and they're going to pressure the north as well, but the last second decap from Kono comes in to bring it back in favor of Yuzak. And Itox taking a lot there, minus 1.4 for that. Piotr and Lukin are now coming, they're probably going to push past Nepal as well. Yuzak playing around that rock immediately will take the strike as well. Ooh, no, he won't actually. Another last second decap. The sack from behind. That's a lot of damage on towards Yuzak. He is dead already. Conrad now coming in with his own BC. He wants to pick up Lukin. Will he find the kill? Needs to hit a shot, and he does. And now Itox should be the next one. Although Piotr looking juicy as well right now for these guns. And Conrad is currently the playmaker. Mafia up quite a bit of HP. Piotr is just simply pushing off as well. Conrad cannot. Can he find the finish? No, he cannot, so he's going to have to switch towards Itox. In the meantime, Rexar is dead. Kono finds Piotr. It's all over the place, and W has clawed back the HP. But right here, these BZs, they're in trouble.
They're absolutely in trouble. YOLO, though, bites the dust as Itox tries to boost out. Conrad swinging around with the gun, removes him from the game, but still it is a 4 versus 4 with Mafia having slightly less HP at this point in time. One more shot by Ayas is going to put Orzik down into the ground. That's a lot of the DPM gone, but still the Inspire is there for both teams. Now Nepal getting chased by Conrad, who's trying to get out of trouble at the same time. Nepal damaged engine, but that doesn't stop him from shooting in towards the back of Conrad, probably. And now it is a 4 versus 3. Make that a 3 versus 3 as Nepal falls. But Conrad, he paid a big price for trying to get out of there. Mentos taking another shot of damage, dangerously low in the bat shot as well. And Mentos now falling, leaving Mafia with the tank advantage.
And Mafia up throughout that game, to be honest. And it would be worse for them to lose this than in return. The bat shot goes down, and Klurf not getting chased as well. I think he actually had a good game in that, the sack. So I'm doing a relatively high amount of damage. Peeks into Conrad. Conrad hits the shot. And Profuse now comes in. Ios on the info, but not today for W in round number 1. The game around that middle strike, I think it came within 1 or 2 seconds every single time. The resets were there, but still, Mafia had a quite big lead. I'm surprised it even came that close again at some point.
Yeah, I think W did a tremendous job of trying to get back into the game, but against a team like Mafia, you can do that tremendous job and still lose. So good on Mafia for not letting go of the pressure. Good on them to bringing this home, because if they don't, I think they know it's on them. It's like it would have been their throw, but like this, they bring it home at the end kind of comfortably as well. Still 3 tanks alive, no one in any immediate danger of dying. Ios is just padding his stats here a little bit at the end of the day. He's not going to do more than that. Nice shot by Profuse in towards the hold down 140 as well. The strike confirms what we already know. Mafia are up 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, I think deserved round for them as well. They played it out well. Good job to Mafia. Picking up the first one on Tundra. It was an interesting Tundra. The action didn't start immediately, but once it happened, both teams showing their skills, right? And how close it can get in those battles.
Yeah, exactly. And I think once again, the point of contention that everyone was kind of focused around was that artillery strike that Yuzak initially tried to take, but failed because of the resets. And both of the teams really investing a lot of resources in trying to, to not let the enemy team have it. With the better end for Mafia here, Yuzak ended up dying without the strike, I believe, but once again, the team that, kind of started up the aggression with the better end here. And for W, I think especially like the things that they could improve upon would be those initial trades, because some of those were horrendous.
Yeah, no, they took a little bit too much damage before they even started pushing. The timings were not that perfect. So, you know.
And overall, I mean, Ojek, he ended up dying, I think, in a crossfire between like 3 tanks on the other side, but 5k damage can't fault him. He sold his life in a very expensive way.
Yeah, that's why he has that DPG, right?
And it went up this round, just like the score for Mafia. 1-0, of course, we are now in phase 2. That means best of 7s all the way. And, I mean, it doesn't sound like a huge step up, like best of 5 to best of 7. But I think for the players, it actually very much feels so.
Yeah, it's a lot more room to play with, right? One map is not the one where you're immediately against match point. I think that is already like a very, very big difference, you know?
Especially if, you know, it is the map you picked and you lose 0-2. It happened twice last match, and I mean, we're halfway there for it to happen on this map now, because Tundra actually W's map pick. They were probably hoping to surprise Mafia a little bit, but joke's on them, I guess.
Yeah, and the second Tundra, I mean, we see it quite often be played out like this, right? Where the Western team doesn't really challenge those strikes that much. They play more towards the south. I wonder if this is a trend we will continue seeing.
It was also interesting to see how aggressive Mafia was actually playing in the south. I think that was off of the extremely good plane that came out from them right at the start. They had info on 6 fighting vehicles. They didn't see the light tank, but at that point, if you see 6 going straight through lower, then of course, if you didn't immediately commit your fighting tanks to the north or the middle at the start, then yeah, you're just going to wreak havoc by having map control in the south, and that enabled them as well to get the resets on the strikes with shooting, not having to invest any kind of other resources.
Now we're swapping the sides, so Mafia going to be playing from the east, W from the west. What are we going to get in this? In the first up, W triple BZ CS 140 double 430U.
And for Mafia, we have triple BZ75, triple E50M, and a 140. So actually both sides without a single autoloader. It's single shooters wherever you look. Oh well, an IS-7 out of the BZs now for W, but it doesn't really change that much, I guess. Of course, harder turret, but a little bit slower to relocate. No boosters on it, but yeah, Piotr, I think that's kind of his signature tank by now, right? He's playing IS-7 so often.
Yeah, I mean, probably a bit more IS-7 battles than the both of us combined, no? But it's different. Mafia is challenging the south, and W is again going for those northern strikes.
This time around, not so much info at the start though. I think a singular tank spotted on either side, but Conrad immediately will get the entirety of the info with that info tower, while Profuse takes a secondary one as well in the 140. But of course, you know, having 2 info towers doesn't really do that much anymore. Once you get the first one, you get the full info and that's it. Although Profuse, of course, he can hover the info tower now permanently, and all the W tanks need to be aware that they can't really sort of take like any bush positions, because at any point in time there the info tower might get popped and full info might be revealed. Mafia though, they don't want to have none of this. They're just going into the cap.
Triple cap started. I mean, there is strikes available. There'll be 3 strikes. 1 mini CS strike, 2 double of the big ones. YOLO backing off a little bit now, and now Piotr coming in to spot these tanks. Below him will get good info at some point. 6 seconds left now. The first strike will have to come out. Piotr looking for the proxy spot. The strike comes out, will hit on YOLO. So that's the first one. Now there will be 2 more. Kono now forced to run away. Kono is in a little bit too deep in that E50M, getting chased by Lukin and Itox, but one of them seemed to have flipped for a second, so Kono gets a little bit more space because of that, but the damage taken will be significant. I don't think he's making it in that E50M. 1 shot from Itox, 1 from Lukin, and Itox now coming out as well. Kono not respecting the possibility will fall, and W says thank you very much for that, as they're looking to push something now, but they're marching their way through the crossfire. The 140s in the north already, and the rest of the tanks converging back on towards these BZs, and this will be a hard one for Mafia.
Yeah, Mafia now down a gun, and they were too slow on the reaction. Yes, Clerv takes a lot of damage with that CS63, but can still drop back as Nepal now lauding above all of them, just tanking for the squishier tanks to come in, the 430s, the Hurricane as well. That's going to be a lot of DPM focused on towards those BZ75s as Conrad goes down towards a possible one-shot by the Ram from Piotr. He's still reloading, but I don't think Mafia have anything left in the tank here. The resources have been spent as well. 4 tanks remaining. Yes, a lot of HP, but that's just a focus fire by W, removing the guns first.
Looking down towards the one-shot. Vexor might actually pick that one up. Orchek looking for something as well, but W just continuing through on towards those E50Ms. Rexos is the next one. Mental's in a pretty safe position as well. Piotr getting focused out. Needs to be a little bit careful with the I7. Tries to get around, but Rexar in return, left to his own devices, will fall against Itox, and Orchek may find Piotr, but that is probably going to be the last thing he does. Good round there though from Rexar, but Mental's about to come off of reload, and W with that first kill advantage, never let go of the driving seat and pick up the round. So that's Tundra over. It was an entertaining Tundra.
Absolutely. Good brawls coming out by both teams. But I think really here, W reading Mafia, even though they didn't have the info tower available, they were just able to discern where the weak points in the strategy were. You could really see the contingency plan with Piotr as well. Like, if he doesn't get the spot, or something weird happens on the cap, he can just keep driving and actually block the cap physically with his tanks. So, yeah, overall, I would say very, very fun rounds to watch. So, let's see here with the post-battle results. I mean, Itox this time around with the 430U very, very high on the damage board, and that is just because like those double 430Us from W that started off chasing Kono in that E50M who was extended, they never really were out of the fight. They were always where it mattered.
Yeah, and you can see Kono there just, you know, getting surprised by the 430Us, and he's not escaping that either.
So with Tundra now being split 1-1, I think we saw 2 teams so far that, you know, whenever they're being given an advantage, they're absolutely not afraid of driving it home. But the pace of the gameplay, I think now is going to thoroughly change, because those early, like, heavy tank rushes, BZ rushes into the cap that Sand River kind of started off with, those have completely gone. Like, they're out of meta. Not a lot of teams try those anymore.
No. So Sand River now coming into the next one. An interesting map between possible teams like this as well. Could see some crazy K-line action even.
Well, let's see. I mean, we haven't really seen a lot of K-line brawls either, I think, recently, which is... I mean, I never mind a good K-line brawl on Sand River. In 7v7, in 15v15, they always end up somehow being cool. But I think the game plan that Mafia have for Sand River is going to differ. We have already seen Profuse, for example, with telescopic observation device on the UDAS 15-16. So Mafia, certainly, I would consider them experts at this map. We'll have to see how well-versed the team of W actually is.
I don't know. I just expect that these teams will like try to play something unorthodox against each other, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe they play completely classic. I mean, we've seen Profuse and the UDAS 15-16 with Binos could be bringing that back.
Yeah, exactly. That's the telescopic observation device I was talking about. I think that is actually the name of the purple binos in-game. Sounds kind of fancy, but yeah, well, it is something fancy to play. Or, I mean, Mafia are kind of known for this kind of gameplay now, and because it is Phase 2 and there are no easy victories to be had anymore, maybe they're going to switch it around to maybe surprise W. Sand River, certainly, as open as it is, it leaves a lot of room for this, but this looks kind of standard by both teams. Interestingly enough, no light tanks so far, but W coming into this with one IS-7, double CS-63, triple E-50M, and a 140.
In return, quad A50M from Mafia, a 140 as well, a nice 7 and a BZ. No, neither team having lights, both teams looking hyper aggressive.
Well, let's see if we get our shootout now. The quadruple E50M by Mafia together with a BZ seem to be headed towards the south of the map, whereas W, they're looking to take the crown, it seems, but also sending their E50Ms towards the south, where the IS-7 might be the tank that forms the front line. Yeah, Piotr himself, almost the wall, just like Yuzek. So let's see how this one goes. Klurf is immediately trying to take an artillery strike here. So far, so good. The shots that get blinded his way do not find the mark. Profuse actually just narrowly missing by hitting the stone here. And yes, Klurf does take it. And now Piotr might be the focus for the quadruple E50M that gets completely sent. They're booking it. And Klurf is relocating in. That Hurricane might want to kind of help him, but Piotr with the overpeak, he does get the reset, but at which price? That was very, very costly as the artillery strike goes down on towards the E50M. Double strike, actually, that's a big price to pay. Piotr now starting to book his in, probably asking for his W mates to come in, and indeed that is what they're doing. YOLO down towards one shot as well. Piotr's sacrifice, was it worth it, Durkee?
Not sure about that one, but Kono tried to pull over the June in the meantime, which puts him in crossfire between the guns of W. Ios, Klurf and Mentos will make easy work of the C50M. To be honest, Kono is going to be dead and out. So second tank down for Mafia sooner than later. Maybe even Nepal to find the kill. Nepal does find the kill. The bigger problem for W in return is this big old BZ-75 making his way on the K-line. They need to be careful though, but Yusek is going to be making the move. No, maybe Rex are going to be making the move. At some point, somebody will go towards the lower side. Maybe even the 140 of Profuse will be the one. The strike being taken as well. And W right now are on the edge of the ship and they're being pushed towards the water. Mentos is coming for the repush as well. The reset on Orchek is an important one because that denies the strike a second longer. Orchek is now about to be pushed by Mentos as well, so he will not get the strike. Mentos going straight over, knows he can take this fight, gets the kill as well. Rex are pushing forward in the meantime while Yusek wants to go back. A little bit of communication issues potentially for the side of Mafia as Rexar pushes forward, gets the shot on Itox. Profuse gets the kill. In the meantime, Yusek dueling Nepal in that E50M fight, and Profuse now left by himself against these two, but he could actually kill both of them, to be honest. But it's going to be a tough fight because Yusek switched now towards Mentos, and I don't think Profuse is actually going to be able to win this 2v1. Good shot there from Klurf. The shield is well coming out. Profuse just goes for the damage, and Klurf will find the finish, and it's just Yusek left standing, and he goes down, and it's W on this first round of Sand River that takes it away.
Crazy close round between both of those teams. I think W at the end there with less than 1000 HP, so maybe the focus fire lacking a little bit for the team of Mafia, or maybe the shielding by W just too good. But yeah, once again, both of those teams absolutely taking it out on each other here, and yeah, just very entertaining rounds from Tundra into Sand River. I thought this one was going to be kind of a slower round of sorts, but no, both of the teams very, very aggressive openings and just trying to follow it up with even more aggression.
Great stuff altogether from both teams. Great focus fire there from W. Lucan, 5.2, good stuff all around. You know, Kono with this move across the June, I don't think that was worth it. I really think that if he doesn't do that, his team has a much better position, because now he just gets focus from tanks that are not in the fight, you know?
I think if they do it all together, it's fine, but if only one tank does it, then
I don't think it's ever fine. You just
or it would be better, right?
It would be even worse.
I mean, it was bad to begin with.
Yeah,
so
but if they all go over, then Ios, Mentos, and Klurf kill all of them in a pocket. Like, it's just a crossfire.
I mean, of course they can't stay there then.
But they cannot go anywhere then. They're just dead.
Yeah.
So well, Kono's move, I mean, if he stays, I think they could win the K-line.
Yeah, and I mean, Piotr's move, like if W loses this one, which was certainly possible, then we're starting to talk about Piotr's move, right?
Yeah, Piotr was in a little bit early.
And I think he also tried to initiate when he had only like 2000 HP left, because he had lost so much HP earlier on the reset on the strike. Because at the end, like, how much HP are you willing to invest to actually reset the strike? I think it was a bit on the high side, just because the Mafia tanks were so ready. They had spotted out the IS-7 early, and then they were like, okay, if he peeks, blast him.
Well, good stuff from W. 2-1. I feel like in this match you never really know who's going to win what round, but so far W actually gets ahead.
Let's see if Mafia are able to equalize, but yeah, W with back-to-back rounds now, that I think about it, because Mafia ended up putting the first one on the board, so a small streak starting to form for the team of W. But to be honest, between both of those teams and all of those rounds so far, I think if like a couple shots go differently, then you know, the other team could win it. So they're very, very evenly matched in my opinion at this moment in time.
At least I was right about the K-line prediction.
Yeah,
I could feel it.
I'm like, this is one of the very rare occurrences in time where I'm actually happy for you being right, because we got a very entertaining game out of it.
We'll see if it happens again. I mean, so far it's Mafia playing a bit more aggressive than usual as well, though. But W getting ahead of it again. This is looking slightly less aggressive because of the URES, but still, WBZ I7 W50M for 30 Forge B and URES.
And for Mafia, we have the double BZ triple 50M 1140 and the 430U. What raises my eyebrows the most here is actually the Forge B, because on Sand River, usually you don't really see the tank.
No, it struggles on Sand River.
I mean, obviously, the tanks that are driving back right at the spawn or at the start of the game, they're doing that to basically avoid detection by a plane, but we, of course, know that there are not going to be any planes in this round. Neither team with a light tank, but Profuse might get the information regardless, just sticks it, and I think he even just bounced a shot by one of the W players, but that is full information for the side of Mafia that also are in the cap, but Piotr is there to block it with a BZ.
Piotr is blocking this. In the meantime, the I7 in the north is controlling that strike for the side of W. Piotr getting peaked, takes 2 for that, and this needs to prompt W into a reaction though, because Piotr will not live there, so they gotta do something. And right now it seems like the Forge B is the answer. Nepal coming closer with that Forge B, engaging now as well, hitting the first, getting the second, pops the ability, pushes Conrad and YOLO back. There gotta be more than this, because Nepal alone is not enough. He's hitting the shots and he will start healing back, but it's not enough. The strike coming in as well. Glurf now coming from behind. That's the second follow-up from W. YOLO and Conrad, they might try to get Nepal out, but they will not get that either. They're just continuing to go for Piotr, who drops low, and Glurf now from behind is putting in some shots as well, but so is Rexar though in his own 430, and Glurf now pushed back by Conrad, who simply comes back in together with YOLO. They had enough HP for this, and Glurf is now the one that is in problems altogether. Itox is dead in the meantime on the K-line. Mafia seems to be making a play there as well with Yuzek. He went straight over. He is dead for that, but Orchek trades him off, and just like that, before you look at it twice, you can see half the team dead. Orchek now pushing on towards Mentos to just trade off the life as much as he can. Nepal in the Forge B wanted to help, but now he's currently journeying back across, and this is why I usually see that Forge B not really do this kind of moves. It is a struggle for him, and Orchek trying to do what he can. Ios getting pushed as well, and do this 15-16, he will fall, and that leaves Mafia with a 4-3 advantage. And Conrad, oof, I think he just missed Piotr on 10 meters, and he's in a booster as well, so Piotr might just get that one back. Comes off of reload, finds the kill as well, says thank you very much, but Rexar moving in or sweeping in with the 430U, but not before Nepal comes back in, and everybody in this battle very actively involved. Nepal drops down towards the one shot, will start healing again in a second, but the 140 coming back in as well. He will heal quite a bit in that Forge B, but still, Mafia has this game, normally speaking, in the bag.
Normally you would think so. The 140 at the moment in the crown is taking the artillery strike as well for the team of Mafia. With that, they should be able to finish off some low HPs. Piotr probably, as Mentos realizes he needs to book it in, and Piotr actually jumping past YOLO gets killed mid-air even by the 430U, and now it's just a mop-up operation. Profuse and Rex are far too healthy for Nepal to really have any say in this matter whatsoever. 672 HP, that is just not enough to make a carry happen here. The first shot even doesn't connect, only the second one does, in towards the 430U, and Nepal now down towards one shot, gets killed before he can start healing again. And Mafia, just like that, equalize the scoreline. W, they had some funky ideas, but it did not work out.
It was an entertaining round again, you know. There's a little bit of action everywhere.
Absolutely. Like, between both of those teams, they seem to be out for blood right now. Now, whether it would maybe be better for Mafia to, you know, take things a little bit more relaxed, because that is the playstyle that, you know, they're usually rolling with quite successfully, I don't know. But it's certainly very fun to watch. They're not giving each other an inch, and once again, one of those 430Us very, very high up. Do you think the like mid-season balance changes that were done made the 430 vastly superior to the E50M now, or is it just, you know, maybe selection bias of just having seen very few battles now?
No, just for certain positions, you know. Where it's a bit where the low ground works out a bit in your, or the lower profile works out in your favor, where you can side skip a bit more. E56 out a little bit, where the 430 doesn't.
All right, this means that Tundra and Sand River are behind us, and just as expected, we are gonna get map number 3. It's gonna be Pilsen. Now, will Pilsen be split 1-1 like the 2 previous maps, or will we crown a victor here already? To be honest, what I've seen right now, so far, I think both teams at least deserve 1 point, and I'd love to see this go to Ensk, but, well, we probably hoped that in the previous match as well, that it goes to tiebreaker, and it didn't.
Pilsen, however, I think that would be a Mafia favorite map, no?
Normally you'd say so. Mafia really, really like picking it. They really like playing it. And they used to be extremely strong on it as well. But I think recently a lot of teams have maybe watched a lot of Mafia replays. And now they're starting to kind of counter what they're doing. So, well, we'll see. Mafia didn't pick it immediately either. They definitely wanted to play Sand River over it. Maybe they were seeing some weaknesses in what W was doing earlier, but as we saw, that wasn't the case. Both teams absolutely neck and neck. I just hope that the aggression that both teams have shown so far keeps up, because those have been 4 very entertaining rounds.
Yeah, however, Pilsen doesn't really lend itself towards that quick gameplay, though, in general.
Yeah, no. I mean, some teams in the past have tried, like, some kind of capping strategies and putting pressure like that, but usually just because of the nature of the tanks that you have to pick for this, it tends to be a little bit slower, like, let's say, Type 5s, E4s, stuff like this.
Well, ideally, we go to a tiebreaker, right? Actually, no, I have voted 4-2, so no tiebreaker.
I mean, I voted 4-3, so I wouldn't mind.
That's exactly why we don't want a tiebreaker.
Well, but what if W takes this round now? Then your prediction is screwed anyway. So you would want for them to win, to just straight up win 4-2 then? So I only get 1 point and everyone else gets 0?
Sure, I guess.
Would it be damage reduction?
Yeah, it's like...
Because otherwise Banta gets 2, right? And you get 1.
Did he vote 4-3?
Yeah, he went 4-3. Anyway, W coming into this, and not gonna lie, that looks like aggression once again. 277 CS63 E50M triple Force B and an RHM.
In return, Mafia double type, 140, double 4-3, Force B and an RHM Panzerwagen. I mean, Mafia lineup is a lot slower though. Across the board.
Yeah, they're a lot slower, and if W gets off a good engage with the Force Bs, then it could be very, very nice for them. At the same time, it can be kind of hard to get off those good engages with the Force Bs, especially if you have like 3. The plane coming out from Klurf only connecting on 3, so they know about the mediums, about nothing else. And I think YOLO just used the plane now, saw absolutely nothing with it. Oh, Piotr getting spotted with the 277. That's a lot of open ground to cross, but I don't think there is anyone really to punish. One shot by Rexa, but that is still a very cheap cross, and I think it becomes apparent what W is trying to do, and that is just secure the coal piles as fast as possible. That 277, that is a lot of HP that moves very, very quickly. So if Mafia had decided to contest, that would have been, yeah, a scary tank to take it up against. Mentos going to take the strike now, and Mafia, they're taking things slowly just because of the nature of the tanks that they picked.
Yeah, but look at the rotations across the A-line. Double for to the U, Fosh B joining as well. Type 5 will go take the strike at E1, but Mafia is heavily reinforcing this area.
I think the problem for W right now is that YOLO has a level 3 plane, and W probably don't know that there is a Rheinmetall, really. Once again, plane coming out, but I don't think it was the plane that actually spotted the tanks on the W lineup. But YOLO, oh, actually, he does get a lot of roll XP back, so he did apparently spot some people, and he got some spotting damage as well.
He's put the plane on the information tower, and both Clear and Mentos ended up taking some damage, so YOLO's pretty happy with that, but it gives away a little bit of information to W. They will now know that there's multiple tanks on that part of the map, seeing as YOLO and Mentos got shot by it. Double Force B waiting on zero line, but so far, I'd say Mafia in the driving seat here. Damage dealt very heavily in their favor. They have not taken a single shot so far.
Yeah, I was about to say, Mafia completely untouched. And they even have the artillery strike on Konrad as well, so if the W players try anything funky, and at this point in time it might even be a desperation move, then Mafia have the tools to respond. Yuzek taking the first shot of damage for Mafia, but to be honest, in a Type 5 at this point in time, do you really care? Yeah, probably not so much.
I think Mafia... Ooh, the Centauri push. Strike comes out towards Klurf. He will get hit by it as well. The double 430U is now sending the push up. Konrad is going for the middle strike. Yuzek's taking that window there. They're making a little bit of a distraction here because the 430Us are pushing in unspotted right now. Orchek, Rexar, Profuse. Triple object arriving in front of Piotr, and now there needs to be something from W coming out because Piotr is about to die. They did not see this as a beautiful move from Mafia, cutting straight across the 7 line. Unspotted. Klurf is dead as well, actually. Piotr out as well, and you can see Klurf's wrecked there just behind Mentos. In the meantime, the Force B is trying to peek out from zero line, but Mafia has their own Force B on zero line, getting shots in towards the side as well. That's Kono. He's now on a full reload. Mentos getting caught out as well. He's the next one dead against these 430Us, and Mafia right now is absolutely waltzing over W. Have that triple Force B peeking out of zero line, but this is desperation with a hard D on in front of it, because that is a dire moment. What a beautiful move from Mafia, cutting open this defense with a simple 7-line cut. W, no reaction. These Force Bs, worthless.
Absolutely. Sometimes people tend to overthink strategy, and sometimes, you know, you just drop the gloves and go, and that is what Mafia did this round. Very simple maneuver, but, you know, very beautiful at the same time, finding immediate and resounding success, as Mafia will put themselves on a match point, and my prediction possibly in the bin with that one. I mean, if you go to tiebreaker, someone needs to go to match point first, but that was the first round where it really felt like one team was getting the better of the other.
Well, sometimes it be that way. So, Mafia show us a beautiful Pilsen though, like really beautiful Pilsen, and they're a very good Pilsen team as well, which is the scary part for W. This was a beautiful move, completely surprising W. They had no answer for it, and I've like dominoes, they fell. Piotr, Klurf, Mentos is the first ones. Yeah, there's not much to say. This was just great. I mean, you know, Klurf 0.
7-0 in the score department as well. Like, not a single kill coming out even from the side of W. Klurf dying without a shot of damage. I'm not sure he ever got to pick up that artillery strike, but yeah. Overall, Mafia, it felt like they were hesitant at the start, and then they were like, no, like, we checked all the possibilities. We did all the calculations. If we just do this, then there's absolutely nothing W can do. And, well, turns out they were correct in that assessment. And it felt a little bit too easy almost, right? Just send triple medium towards the 277, kill him and keep going. Like, there was no one to cover.
So easy because it was such a good move.
Yeah, maybe. That means no. Mafia is going to be on the match point here. If W want to take anything from this, they need to take the next round. And to be honest, like on the 2 previous maps, in my opinion, W would have deserved to take something away. But this Pilsen, you best forget about it.
Well, I think my prediction has merit. You know, the 4-2. Mafia and Pilsen is a very dangerous team. Proven once more.
Okay, be honest now. Did you actually look at the maps when you did your prediction?
Absolutely not.
Same as me then.
But we're
Same
absolutely pretending like we did. Like I did at
Alright.
least. We're absolutely winging it with that.
I
could, you know, I could taste the Pilsen in the air.
I mean, W now facing match point against Mafia on Pilsen. I think there are easier prospects, but then again, we are in phase 2 now, and there are no real easy enemies. I mean, yeah, Cashback earlier today defeated CTR, but I think CTR certainly made them work for it. And not to talk down the teams that are down and out of the league right now, but I think the score table very visibly showed at the end of phase 1 why they were out, and all the teams that are here now ended up taking quite a lot of points. So every single one you are able to take home now is all the more important. W, though, switching around a little bit. That is a change in approach, although not in players. I saw that Gorilla being hovered there, and I was very sad to not see Jackifer playing it, but, well, switches coming out now. Triple E50M, RHM, CS63, IS7, and PZ75.
Mafia, E100, double Type 5 heavy, double Fush B, a 140 and an E4, very, very heavy.
Very heavy, very slow. Also, no light tank available. While W have the RHM, they have the luxury of getting a very mobile tank with a lot of information potential as well. The first plane hits 4 tanks. That means immediate replane available as well. So far, so good for W. And they don't even start with that much HP less, like 1,000 or something, 1.5k maybe, for the lineup that Mafia is bringing with all of those heavy tanks. That is kind of surprising. And Profuse, telescopic observation device number 2 spotted in the OLS Season 5.
But W is actually challenging 1-2 line as well against this very heavy Mafia lineup, which is, for Mafia, kind of a good thing. Usyk taking some damage, so needs to be careful. E100 will retaliate. Itux not coming forward to BZ. Yolo looking for the shot, ends up missing that one. Itux doesn't connect either. Kloof will steal the strike away. Will get it out safely as well. Nepal gets a shot against Kona. So far, initial trades for W going in their favor as well.
Yeah, I would say so far it's going kind of okay. The HP still slightly in favor of Mafia, but I think they and Mafia, with that I mean, they realize that they need to do something now. The double Type 5 getting committed in now. Piotr in a crossfire, though, in the middle of the map. And so far, I think, was unaware, but now the Type 5 starting to peak on that CS, and Mentos just getting absolutely omega wrecked.
Yeah, now Piotr in the IS7 trying to make it out. The pincer was coming from Mafia. They sensed an opportunity on towards the IS7, but they went for the CS63 first. The squishy target. Kona now coming in as well with his own Forge B with the clip loaded as well. Rexar still has one available. One is all he needs to pick up Piotr. And now W scrambling to try and do something coming in. But their lineup doesn't really lend itself towards this straight up brawl against these super heavies from Mafia. The double Type 5, the E100, the double Forge B. They're all so very tanky. And Yolo's about to show Itux what that means to be a real tank and not a fake tank in his BZ75. He might try to rocket boost out of there, but I don't think he'll rocket boost himself towards a victory, as Lukin is now left surrounded by the likes of Mafia. Forshby of Kono gets Ios. Lukin's about to die as well, and Pilsen remains a Mafia stronghold for yet a little bit longer, as the first 4 rounds were competitive, the last 2 were not. Mafia teaching W, Pilsen is their home, and their home will not be taken.
Absolutely. Once again, a very, very simple move by Mafia. It kind of started off well for W, but I think that was just Mafia gathering information, not believing their luck that once again W would leave themselves open to, well, in the end, what was just a face check with a push. Just push everywhere, and we have the better tanks for a fight. That is what Mafia realized, and they make it happen for themselves as Profuse chases down Clerv in that pesky RHM. It's actually going to be Kono to still steal the kill, and Mafia not really stealing, but instead just taking home the entirety of the 4 points for this match. W with 2 good rounds on Tundra and Sand River respectively, but it's just not enough.
Not just stealing, but schooling. W is what Mafia did. So really good stuff. Strong, very strong Pilser from them. It looked again like a simple move, but it was an also very good one. They knew that W didn't have the greatest lineup to fight with, and they exploit that. They use those super heavies, and honestly, like a Fush B is like half a super heavy, you know, because of its ability. And the CS is stuck on the strike. Piotr in the I7 cannot get it out. It was clean. It was good. It looked simple, but it was everything they needed.
I mean, kind of concerning for W to get caught with their pants down like that, because realistically, like, I think that is sort of a tactical oversight with Mentors just getting caught by Type 5s. Like, he's a CS. He's not supposed to get caught by Type 5s.
No, nonetheless, he did. I don't think he can just leave that strike. That's the problem, you know?
No. Like, he couldn't leave anymore. This means that he probably shouldn't have gone there in the first place. Like, yeah, it was just weird because the CS, normally it has the mobility to avoid engagements like this, which, well, if it doesn't do it, we just saw what happens. But yeah, this concludes both match 1 and match 2 of the day. Cashback winning 4-2 versus CTR. Mafia stomping W on Pilsen 4-2 as well, completing yours and I believe Phil's prediction. Congratulations with that one. And that leaves a Polish derby for the last match of the day. It's going to be Lotus against Hit and Run. And to be honest, I think this match, not really that predictable what was going to happen before it. The next one, I think there's a clear favorite.
There should be, at least. There should be a clear favorite, but the question is, how much can Lotus really do?
I mean, CTR was able to do a whole lot against Cashback, even though it wasn't enough for a point, but it was very interesting, especially the Ruinberg rounds. So maybe Lotus can do something. They also had a lot of time to prepare now. So let's see if they use the mid-season break well, because we are going to go back in towards that Polish derby. But first, let's have a small look at some replays.
Last match of the day, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be Lotus versus Hit and Run banter, a David versus Goliath story. What can Lotus really do?
Yeah, even a bigger one than the earlier one today between Cashback and CTR. Lotus not going to be the favorites here. But we need to see if they can get a stone in the eye of Hit and Run and do what CTR tried against Cashback and steal a point from the big boys.
Yeah, but before that, quick shout out to our sponsor. Surfshark is still the official sponsor of the Onslaught Legends Series League Season 5. We're very happy to have them supporting the tournament. Surfshark is a VPN that helps keep your connection secure and private, whether you're gaming, traveling, or browsing online. It works on unlimited devices, which mean phone, tablet, computer, all under one subscription. It's fast, easy to use, exactly what gamers are looking for. Surfshark has prepared a special offer specifically for you guys at home. Just go to surfshark.com/OLS and use code OLS at checkout to get 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN. You can find all the details through the clickable Surfshark banner on the official World of Tanks Twitch channel. Just scroll down a little bit now. Let's get back to the action. Lotus versus Hit and Run. Yeah, Lotus has a very, very big mountain here to get over. I mean, I remember some CS strategy, like in a different match that worked for them, and I think that was the only thing that worked.
Yeah, the CS strategy was a little bit out of the bag. Nice thinking. I mean, that's kind of what you got to do when you're the underdog, right? You've got kind of 3 options because you can't play control. You've either got to camp hard, rush fast, make a surprise, or you do some kind of unique strategy. But Toxic, my boy Tox, love you, baby. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday.
Dark's birthday. Happy birthday to him. Maybe it will come with a victory as well. That's a different question. But it's going to be a very tough one because Hit and Run, I think, is one of the most annoying teams to play in the regular season, at least.
Yeah, I'd make the argument they're the favorites at the moment. I think so. Based on everything I've seen, I thought it was either between W and Hit, but based on what I've seen from W so far, I do think Hit and Run have still got the passion in them to take this all the way.
Community predictions, yeah, 4% for Lotus. Kind of what is expected, right?
I think in the previous weeks we saw like a 2% for... That might have been Vulgus though.
Yeah, I think everybody's kind of on the Hit and Run belief train. I wouldn't disagree with that.
No, but looking at the standout players, Ketsai, one of the main callers, E50M, Bliska 140, good average damage as well, good KD, which is always very important in Onslaught. Very nice pen rate as well, 90%. It's really good considering a lot of times, especially 140, is shooting on range. But looking at the maps here, Lotus choosing Cliff, Hit, Ghost Town Pilsen with a Sand River finale. What are we thinking?
4 minutes, 12 minutes, and we're done.
Yeah, nice, quick evening. I mean, Cliff is a bold one, actually, to play against a team like Hit and Run. Ghost Town, a favorite. Hit have so many players that can play EBR or RHM on that top level. Pilsen as well, been showing as a Polish stronghold, you called it. I mean, we're fighting Lotus, which is a Polish team, but yeah, it's not going to be an easy experience, even if we get to Pilsen, let's say.
If we get to Pilsen, I'd be amazed. Prediction wise, that's you also believe in the 4-0. Unbelievable.
Oh mercy. Yeah. I need to reclaim some points today. I've earned the least points at the moment.
No, Kian does.
Oh, okay. Well, that's natural. I mean, you've overtaken me now, which is concerning.
Nah, we're even.
No. You have 1 more point than me.
Oh yeah, true. Actually, I remember you gloating for the first part of Phase 1, and look at us now.
And I'm gonna be gloating at the end to enjoy this.
I hope so for you.
Yeah. But well, that kind of shows our belief. I mean, Lotus could maybe take a point, but the person at the team at the bottom of the pile always kind of inherits that lack of belief, and we need to see if Lotus can make something work here. Oh, those lineups went quick.
Yeah, but it's roughly the same, right? 4 BZs. There's a DVP coming out though for Hit and Run. I haven't seen that in a while.
I hate that tank in Onslaught. It's just so difficult to use, but Jordan boosting Toxic into TVP into 1-2. He's going to meet 2 BZs, a CS and a TVP. He's not going to have a very fun birthday right now. Jordan taking nearly the full TVP clip, and they have to keep going if they want to run away from this.
They're crossing over though in the meantime. Lotus, triple BZ coming across, Ketsai in that strike. It's kind of get it blocked, yeah. Jordan in the CS is down towards the one shot though, but Ketsai seems to be in trouble. He's gonna die as the very first one. Good body block there. Ketsai goes down. Now the BZs from Hit and Run crossing over, and Banter, for us, this better be a great moment for Hit and Run, because T-Sec and Panzer Fury are about to get repushed. They're trying to block as well. They're trying to push back in, actually, going for those one-shots, making sure that they're not getting focused out on the corner. T-Sec is the very first one. He's going to boost into Jordan, actually find the kill with the boost as well. Good stuff there from T-Sec, but will he survive for another shot? He will. He puts it on towards the birthday boy himself, but that is the last thing that he did. Fnatic right now is an important one, though, because that TVP will start getting crazy DPM in this battle, and I think that's why they're focusing him out as well.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about that TVP. I'm not a fan of the tank, but the high DPM, he will survive, and he's a 2-shot now as well. And DJ, Barbarian, they're going to be above them. Big strike coming in as well. So that was a nice clip, really nice play by Fnatic. We need to see if Twist can shield Sokol, and maybe Sokol can heal over that 650 alpha damage threshold. I was getting concerned there a little bit for Hit and Run, but Botsek goes down, Franic's coming back in, Barbarian's on his lonesome, but the DPM of those BZs is so low, it's going to take them an eternity to chew through Barbarian, and we're now in the dying throes of this game. It was concerning for our prediction at one point, but it did pull it back there. Yeah.
Everybody will be concerning, but yeah, good block against Ketsai, but then Hit and Run with the experience pulling them through, just a better individual place as well. And this TVP, you know, for this fight, I honestly think he did a decent amount of damage.
Yeah, he did. I mean, it was an ideal scenario for him, you know. There was a fight with BZs shooting BZs, and he could just, you know, peek in, do his clip, go back out. I'm not a fan of TVP in this game mode. I think it's a bit squishy. You have to stay exposed to do a lot of damage. But if it's kind of like Batchat, if you're in a position where you can keep getting those reloads off and ignored, you can really rack up that DPM a lot. I think it's like with the full ability, it's like 12 seconds to reload the whole clip. So you can really get a lot out in that time.
I think it's even below 12 seconds.
I thought it was in my head it's 7, but then
I think it's somewhere 7 to 9 seconds. I think.
Yeah, in my head it was 7, but I thought that sounds too.
I think it's 12 for a Batchat.
It was 17. Oh, well, anyway, either way, it's a lot of DPM. But if you look at the damage, yeah, you got out a lot. 6k. TVP does have that niche where if you're allowed to farm unmolested, you can really get a lot out of Monster. 4k in that light as well. He really played Ring of Rosie on the hill against that CS. BZs, you know, they're there to take the shots. Ketsai was focused out very early, but you can see as well, like, really nice play by Hit and Run, actually.
And the fact that TVP takes like 2-3 shots from those BZs is ideal as well, because he lives, he takes a triple BZ shot, they don't kill him. It's honestly a mistake to even try and focus him at that point, unless you can kill him. And then he comes back in and clips them out anyways.
Yeah, exactly. So really an ideal scenario for that TVP. But yeah, I mean, we said it was an uphill battle. To be honest, this was closer than what I thought it was going to be. I thought when I saw Tarks being boosted on the lower side, you know, it was like a 4v2 on that lower side. I thought, okay, it's over now. But the game ended up being reasonably close up until the end there. Lotus made a good effort of it. The focus fire was good. They made the kills, got Ketsai out pretty not cheaply. The CS was left on a one-shot, but it's still, you know, tank advantage, right? So not a bad opener. Cliff is always going to be a hard map. It's a heavy player skill map, similar to Ensk in that way, where it's a lot about individual decision making and shooting when you peak, when you don't peak. So yeah, we'll need to see if they can pull around back in the next one.
Every round is going to be a nail biter when you predict 4-0, though. You know?
Oh, yeah, exactly. It's important that you win the death row. You can't listen. If Phil gets a right prediction here, I think it's over.
It's over? Nah,
he's on 38 points. You're on 35.
Am I on 35?
Yeah.
Well, you know,
I'm 34. Kian's 32.
I'm still the reigning champion, so for me it's okay.
Ah, exactly. All right. Past victories.
Hey, it's something, right? I mean, it could be worse. Could be Kian, you know.
No, that's also true. As in life, as in the game, it always could be worse. Could be Kian.
Cool. I mean, to be honest, 35-38 is not. That's one good prediction in him picking the wrong team. But second battle on Cliff, 5 BZs, a CS, and a 60p, 5 BZs, and a 140 for Lotus.
That's a heavy one. Hit and run, triple BZ, double CS, E50M, and 140. Hit and run, kind of flexing their muscles here. I think they feel like they know they're in the psychological advantage, so they can take these little bit lighter tanks, take those crossfire angles. Lotus really need a good engagement here with these BZs, because if they allow hit and run to take those crossfire positions with the CSs, it's going to be a death by 1,000 cuts or 1,000 mini strikes. It's not going to be a fun time. They need this mid engagement to be. They need to catch something.
Well, they are going middle with all of Lotus. All 7. I wonder there's an E50M playing lower side, and hit and run is the one that's going to have that crossfire setup, yeah. So Lotus does need to find a good engagement somewhere. Can they do some damage to PCSs on the crossing? They find 0 to start.
Not a great opener. They need a bit of luck here. I'm not sure. I think all the BZs were spotted. So now we're in this kind of awkward game. Yes, Lotus do have the hill, but W have strike, so cap is not going to be an issue. They have some crossfire angles. 140 is in the back behind the BZs to covering in case of a mid-over push, but this is not hit and run's first rodeo. Nice hit by Panzer Fury. They know that Lotus' only real play is to overpush this mid.
Lotus, Barbarian taking 2. Lotus trying, you can see all the angles coming out, the damage chipping in as well, the E50 and the CS, and now Lotus is pulling the trigger. Tuka straight into Barbarian with the Ram as well, but the crossfire is there from hit and run. Can they make it work though? Can Lotus get Barbarian out first? He needs 2 more shots going his way. He's ammo racked. The shot from behind by the 140 coming in as well, so Botsik to finish it off. Lotus down in HP. They need to somehow get a gun advantage, and that is not really working out for them either. Panzer Fury trying to boost past Tuka. Tuka says, no, you shall not pass, but Sokol is getting overwhelmed in the middle. Botsik is dead already, and hit and run are not missing a beat right now as Tuka needs to chase down on towards Panzer Fury. Twist is going to win the 1v1 against Franek potentially. Something going Lotus's way, but this whole time hit and run leading in tanks, leading in guns as well, and leading in the engagement as well, and probably leading in the tanks as well that they have. Those CSs and E50Ms just superior to the BZ in this kind of longer game where the DPM starts mattering, where the positions matter a little bit more. And now Lotus with 3, hit and run with 5. They will find Franek though, so something going their way.
Yeah, I mean, their main advantage is that Jordan has this hill position, so Toxic and DJ can't leave, but they're on a ticking time at Ketsai with all that HP is coming up that hill. They need to try and find DJ cleanly here. If they can do that, there might be some realm of possibility. It'll be a 3v2, but it's going to be such a difficult endgame here. Monster is stuck behind that, will get one more into Jordan, and bear in mind, they do have strikes. If they put both their strikes, Ketsai drops his. Need to see who it lands on Toxic. He's now 1 strikeable when either Monster or Ketsai get the strike back. Jordan down to a 1-shot, and I think the dream is over. Strike comes out, Jordan goes down. Toxic is boosting, I don't know, to his birthday party maybe, but it's definitely not to a win on this map. Monster, nice pickup there. Will take the strike, and with that, I mean, Lotus gave it a good go, but this was all quite predictable. Even then, closer than I would have expected, actually.
Like in a brawl like this, it's always going to be hard to have a super big advantage, because, you know, you're getting pushed by just that much HP from the BZs.
Yeah, but you're pushing into BZs, so you're killing BZs while the 50M, the CS, the 140 are all farming from the angles.
Yeah, but those tanks don't have that much HP, so it just seems a bit closer than it is. I mean, Ketsai was full HP, Monster was full HP in that endgame as well.
Yeah.
So that's double full HP CS against like 3 guys below 1k. Ketsai didn't need to take all the damage he did. They could have won it slower as well. But that's Cliff done and dusted, kind of as expected, to be honest. I feel like Ghost Town is not the map where Lotus has too much room to take much. I felt like if something was to happen, it'd be like on Cliff, you know, surprise somehow, catch hit and run off guard, bad position, or you know, an opening that just ends up working.
Yeah, Cliff is one of those maps where you can surprise the enemy if you get a bit lucky. Like I always say, like the first 30 seconds on Cliff are the most important, right? Because it's how much you send up and down. But Ghost Town's going to be a really hard one here. But you see Jordan's 6k, he was loading on that hill, 900 strike damage. Players have hit, also nice and consistent. Barbarian, well, the BZs, they were the ones that got pushed on. They're the ones you kind of want to take all the damage. But even then, they all got out more damage than the BZs of Lotus. So, yeah, solid round from Hit. Not a big issue, you know. Just go to the mid, have crossfire set up, Lotus over pushes. Kind of another day at the office, you know. Nothing crazy here.
Yeah, so far so good. Ghost Town now coming out, and gotta say, question what Lotus could play here. Surprise with
Cap rush, I think.
Cap rush would be hard though.
Yeah, but playing control, I think, would be harder.
Yeah, I know. Like,
there's no good option.
I think it's tough either way for them.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely going to be hard on a map like Ghost Town. Like you said, I think Cliff was where they really needed a round, and Ghost Town being such an open map, Hit with the amount of, I think just about every player in Hit and Run can play a light tank to a high level. So it's going to be very, very tough.
Surprise with 5 lights, you know?
Yeah. Well, 5 lights, 2 leopards.
Sure. And the last one?
I can't count. I thought that was 7. A crocodilo.
No, it was 7, but you know, 5 lights and 2 leopards is 7. But you didn't seem
I
that.
count, bro.
You
It's been a long day.
you didn't seem that convinced about your answer, though. You know.
Listen, right, counting is difficult. I have to put the abacus down so I can actually, like, you know, talk and do things. Daki, it's been a long day, all right? Let it go.
Every day is a long day.
Yeah, exactly. And it's only Tuesday. But for Lotus, I don't think it's going to be that long of a day. Going into Ghost Town here, what do you think they're going to play? Because it's more about what Lotus are going to play than what Hit are going to play. Hit can play probably anything standard and kind of adapt to whatever Lotus does. I think it's down to Lotus to make the move.
I just don't know about capping. You know, capping is usually such a like a straight cap. You know, like a smart cap can work, yeah, but like a straight cap usually doesn't do much.
I mean, this looks like a cap to me. No lights. Lotus with double IS7, double type, double E50M, and a 140.
Hit and run, IS7 type 5, bat, E50M, 140, E4, and an RHM.
Yeah, Hit. Nice varied lineup, tanks that can suit any situation. IS7 probably going to take that 7-line strike. Lotus, full heavies, it's got to be playing cap. There's nothing else you can do with it. Unless you push through, what, 6-line?
With the double type, I don't think so.
In the beginning, Monster going for that 7-line strike. Lotus avoiding the initial plane. I think they're hoping for a bit of luck here. Maybe hit and run, keep a tank on that 1 line, and they can overrun it with the 50Ms. It's a difficult one, though. But Hit not overcommitting with the light tanks. Only one of them. They have some good options here.
I mean, playing 1-2 line for the side of Lotus, dodging the plane at the beginning, but Monster's plane here, well, information tower will reveal everything nonetheless. Yeah?
50Ms. But they're going to catch nothing. Hit and run are really... They've read this completely. They're full back on the A line. Normally you'd see, you know, some red liners there, but I think they predict that Lotus are kind of forced into some, let's say, desperate push. Jordan bouncing a lot of shots there. The damage could have been a lot worse. Botzik did take a lot, though.
Botzik batting, though. Stuka went from the left and Botzik went from the right. No need for him to take that much damage, but Jordan's continuing through. Does he actually make it all the way towards the bat? Franek is the one holding there, so Jordan does make it. The question is, how much does he take for this play? Franek, was that even really worth it? Not sure.
Should have got a reload and popped ability. Strike will come out. Onto Franek, 900. Very, very nice double strike. But I feel like Franek kind of dies anyway. I feel like the strike was a bit unnecessary, but Jordan now Amaract, but he can just back away, reload, and he will make the kill. Franek will probably do 1, maybe 2 more. It's not a horrible opening by Lotus. They will make this matchup kill.
Yeah, look at the overall HP, right? Good shot from Franek. Yeah, sure. This is a case. Jordan missing though. Franek is going to peek this. Does he get this small shot here? The strike coming out. Franek is gonna go for it. Tries it. Doesn't succeed. Jordan, that miss was a very bad one.
Yeah, now it puts him in a 1-shot, so it's a game of kind of chicken who's gonna peek.
The strike is going to be, the strike is up as well in the east.
Yeah, so the RHM is going for that one. So Jordan is going to be forced to make the peak here. Maybe do a reverse side scrape, but see Tizek showing no fear, going up close against these two types. Strike is being taken, so they can trade 1-for-1 in that corner, but it's definitely a net negative trade for Lotus. Having this IS-7 alive would be very useful.
Franek is also backing off from the position. Look at him, escaping through the A line.
He made it out.
Yeah, he's unspotted. He's unspotted as well. He's out. They will not even get it with the Sokol strike, and now the troubles are mounting for Lotus. They had that double type 5, giving them an HP lead, but that one even is disappearing as well. Panzer Fury joining on towards the cap, also taking the information tower. They'll know everything. E4 coming as well, and I think the Lotus
It's not
team,
that bad for Lotus though. They have double strike and they're dealing decent damage.
they might go for the repush here on the cap by the looks of things.
Yeah, they will. The IS-7's coming close. He'll pressure away the E4. Big strike will come in here on both these tanks. No healing or defensive abilities on those tanks, so they want to make these isolations. The IS-7 is screening to push away the E4. 140 is coming in with the 50M, making crossfire onto DJ, so he can't come close. Toxic gives one to Tizek, down to 200. They want to make this kill, but they're bleeding a lot to do this.
I mean, Franek from the side getting a few shots in as well. Ketsai arriving in the 140. The last E50M of DJ now starting to push from behind. Tuka coming in as well with his own E50M. Wants to clean up on towards the cap. Lotus and Hit and Run fighting it out on towards this cap area now. The RHM putting some crossfire in as well. DJ forced to back away from that angle because of Botsik. But Botsik taking some damage as well. Tuka now forced back as well. Lotus down in HP, getting bullied down. DJ peeking, doesn't find a shot. Dark's coming in with the IS-7, non-connection from Ketsai. We can see the angles playing so much in Hit and Run's favor, especially that RHM taking all the way south, making the wrap around Lotus. The noose is there, and now it's just waiting for Hit and Run to tighten it, because Barbarian finds the first kill. Botsians is going to probably be the second one to fall here. He's on 294 HP. Ketsai in the meantime trading it out. Not the cleanest of trades against Tuka. Franek with the strike finds the kill. Ketsai will die against Tuka, but DJ will not let his teammate just die for free. 3 tanks left standing for Lotus. It's going to be 3-0 for Hit and Run.
Yeah, I mean, I expected this to go a bit more Hit's way, actually. I mean, sure, I doubt they're playing this, at least definitely the end game to the hardest try hard, but I don't think this was bad by Lotus. They definitely needed to make that kill onto Franek, but this play against the IS-7 and the type, a bit of overconfidence by Hit and Run, and I feel like Monster and Barbarian probably did a lot in this late game to make this as close as it was. Not horrible by Lotus. They're showing some teeth at the very least.
The result remains the same though, sadly for them. 3-0. Yep. They need to win 3 consecutive rounds.
Yeah, Daki, we may be on the way to some points.
Unbelievable, right?
Unbelievable. Oh, but Lotus have shown things in the previous matches. I think this is the hardest match that Lotus will play in Phase 2. They didn't come in as the favorites. Community predictions 4%. Me and you 0%. Didn't even give them a round, but
I was thinking about giving them a round, and then I thought about who they're playing, and the team that they're playing is
if it was W or Cash,
yeah, if it was like
give them a round.
Yeah, but not against Hit and Run.
No, they're too clinical, too experienced. It's a one-sided affair from start to finish. But we'll need to see if Lotus can pick up some points later on.
Barbarian 7k, not bad, not bad.
Yeah, Monster didn't really have that as much impact as I expected he did. I think it took him quite a long time to flank. Barbarian, he was always in that position where he could just peek and keep doing damage. Ketsai also has a nice damage count, 6,000. The rest of Hit didn't really do that much, but yeah, it's... I mean, Lotus, what can you say?
I mean, first up, the E50M, I think it was Botsik, couldn't go to the right, because Tuka went to the left, so he could have also went left. Took about half of his HP in damage. Jordan shouldn't miss on Franek. And then maybe, you know?
Yeah. I mean, killing that bat, I didn't see how much. I think Franek only got 2k damage out, so I don't think he was kind of a linchpin in that game anyway. But you know, the winning game starts with a single step, and if they get that bat shot out and they get that one kill, they're on that side of the map. They have the balcony in their own base, so the light can't play that much. They have the double strike. There's some potential there. They could get perma decaps with the double strikes, but Yeah, not killing that bat, losing the IS-7 really forces them to make a move because they haven't got that north secured.
Yeah, I think that's what is a start. And, Franek also did a few shots later, took a strike. He was still contributing to the battle nonetheless. And that is the downside if you're Lotus, like you end up losing so much for this.
Yeah, exactly. Like if he's, as you said, if he's not there, he's not providing some cross shots or taking the strike. Because when you're in a fight and you're 200 HP, you obviously don't really want to be making peaks because it's risky. You can get snapshotted or things like that. So play it safe, go take the strike. You can always have an impact, even if we say 1 HP is the perfect HP because it's exactly what you need. As long as you're alive, what else does it matter? But he did outplay Jordan, though.
He did outplay Jordan. It didn't help that Jordan was Amracked.
Yeah, but like you shouldn't miss. And I don't think his peaks were. I mean, I'm no expert on gameplay, but I don't think the peaks were it.
Well, second round of Ghost Town. What does Lotus need to do here to pick up a round? Hopefully nothing.
Amrak about 6 of them.
Amrax is so rare.
I got 2 the other day in one game.
Non-slot?
No, in an advance. I full HP Amrak.
Yeah, no, I mean in an onslaught they're very rare.
In onslaught, I don't even do damage.
I mean, I cannot deny this. What can I say about this? I have no clue what your average DPG is in onslaught.
Anyway, going into this battle, hit and run. IS-7, Type 5 Heavy, Batchat, E50M, 140, E4, and a Rheinmetall Panzerwagen.
Lotus Triple BZ, IS-7, Bat, CS, and E50M. That looks like a triple cap, though.
Yeah, with the triple BZ. I do like what Hit and Run are doing, though. Like, they know they don't need... They want to save their strats for later on, so they're playing very passively in the beginning, kind of letting Lotus go forward, make the mistake. But... good shot by Toxic on the move there into Monster. He will get the strikes. Tuka will need to peek if he wants to get this one decapped. But Tuka doesn't connect it, so he does not have a small strike for this. It's going to take a lot for that.
Yeah, it's going to hurt. The strike gets taken by Monster, as expected. Darks took 0 line, took a lot of damage for that as well. Botsian's Twist and Sokol splitting up on the cap. At least that. Now Hit and Run needs to start repushing the 0 line already. The strike will come out, but it will not hit on... Ooh, it does hit on 2 though. That's really... more... yeah, unlucky or good placement of the strike, or maybe both. Panzer Fury looking for the shot, gets it as well on Botsians, and Hit and Run now up in HP. Barbarian coming close as well. They have 0 line under control. They know that there's a Batchat on 1-2 line, and I think this will prompt Franek to make his move as well, because the Batchat from Lotus made a few shots, and now Lotus pushing off with those triple BZs. Barbarian and the E4 is going to be the first one to push on, but they're going to go past towards DJ. Botsian's already down towards 500. In the meantime, on 0 line, Ketsai is killing Tarksik before his birthday. The only gift he's getting is death, actually. He's putting him out of his misery in this match as Twist comes around the corner. 1, 2, 3 shots to the face. He's like, nope, I'm good. I want to go back. Botsian's, feel free to do it. Disek now fighting off against Tuka. A shot from Ketsai to make sure that Tuka dies in a singular shot. Disek whiffs it though. Ketsai does not. Botsians goes down. Twist is the next one, and this match, it was quick and easy, I think is the correct term for Hit and Run. They show no mercy. They give no quarters, and they make sure that Lotus keeps respecting them with a quick and easy 4-0.
Yeah, I mean... if I have a word to describe it for Hit and Run, I'd probably say clinical. There's literally basically no errors. Every play is perfect. They have all the info. Each player, they reverse on time. They make the crossfire, so when Lotus peaks, they take a big amount of damage. The focus fire is there. There's just such nice synergy in the way Hit and Run play, and it really is boys to men in a match like this, where Hit and Run can really show that dominance.
And they did that. Quick and easy 4-0. I mean, good stuff from them this round as well. Very controlled. The triple cap, hard. They don't take a strike on the east in the beginning, and that is already the biggest problem, right? If you cannot take that eastern strike, you want to deny that early reset.
Yeah, but the CS peaked too late, didn't generate the small strike he would have needed to decap it. I mean, it was close to see who would take the strike. The RHM only arrived there about like a second before, but yeah, I mean, if you... I think Lotus didn't do a bad job with the boosting. You know, when you hear the strike sound, you want to boost forward to try and get out of it. I think Hit was a bit lucky to hit both of them, but even then, it relying on a fast cap is not.
They have to deny the Eastern Strike for this to even have an opportunity to be done, and they couldn't do that. So after that, it just becomes so hard to win this game out. You know, 1-2 line would be lost because Monster was moving there. So they would lose that strike, the control over there, maybe even Jordan in the process, more likely than not.
Yeah, and as well, Ketsai went for the 1v1 against the birthday boy, and in a straight shootout between a 140 and an IS7, we always know who wins that. Hit just reading the game very well. Each player kind of takes their engagements. I always said this when it's kind of hit and run, they always go for those all across the map. It always kind of ends up in little 1v1s, 2v2s. Like you saw on the one line, there was the 1v1 with the bat. On the 0 line, we saw 140 versus 7. They just take good engagements. They don't need to overcommit, don't need to do these big group pushes. They're just nice and clinical. So, yeah, a deserved victory overall.
Well, for Hit and Run, they're very happy. They close out today. Top of the board, nonetheless, putting themselves on 21 points. Cashback on 20, Mafia on 19. And now a little bit of a separation between Mafia and W starting to occur. 4 points between them. Then CTR, 5 points behind W, and then Lotus now already 8 points behind W. This is going to be... They want to make it to this playoffs. I feel like they're going to win out somehow.
Oh, yeah, I think they have to... If they want to get there, they need at least 3... How many more games do they have? Each team has 5 games each.
Yeah, each team plays against each other once, so 5 games in total.
So in theory, they have the potential of 15 points.
15?
Yeah, 3 times 5. They already lost one, sorry. 12.
4 times 4, no? They play 4 more matches. It's 4 points for a win.
Was it 4 points for a win?
In stage 2.
I thought it was 3 points for a win.
And I'm pretty sure it's 4 points in stage 2. It's 3 in stage 1 and 4 in stage 2.
My apologies. I will consult my notes later, but either way, they need to start winning. I think if they lose the next game, it's kind of over, and their life doesn't get that much easier tomorrow because they're facing Mafia. But yeah, I mean, we got the next playoff day will be Thursday, the 12th of February, and then also again on Sunday, the 15th. Should be some interesting matches in the next play day. W will play Cashback. Hit also have their second, in theory, easier game against CTR and Lotus. It doesn't get much easier from Hit and Run to Mafia. Polish back to back, but yeah, we'll need to see if these lower teams can get some points because it's not going to be easy for CTR and Lotus here. And W needs to step it up.
They do need to step it up. So this is your token earnings. Do note the playoffs in your calendar, 21st and 22nd. That is a giant amount of tokens you can earn for your drops, of course.
How many tokens do you have, Daki?
0.
0?
I make sure that other people get the rewards,
What a hero. Allowing others to get the rewards. But looking at the bundles here, you can support the prize pool, getting that OLS Oracle bundle. Although the Vulgus bundle is now gone, which is very sad for me, you can still vote to see which team you want to win. And have you chosen one yet?
No, I'm still waiting it out, actually. I will wait until the basically the end. Right now, I'm like debating Mafia again.
Really? I still think it's... I'm still going to go with Hit and Run and W, but after this stream, they will be hosting Daki, supporting the best streamer out there. So, yeah. You got any words to say? I love you. Me and you went up and down.
That was the greatest plug I've ever heard. To be honest, no, I mean so far, talking about the prediction. Like right now, I'm leaning. I will not. I'm anti-Invil, right? So I cannot buy a hit and run bundle. No, but like somehow Invil hit and run doesn't give me enough confidence in the playoffs with their track record in OLS. And that it's like I'm either buying a Mafia bundle or a W bundle.
Yeah, but it is a different team. Piotr leaving, Barbarian coming in. I'm still.
They had Barbarian last season though.
Yeah, well, Anyway, let's not take up any more of anyone's time. Thank you guys all for watching, and yeah, we will see you guys on the next Playday this coming Thursday.